What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to your favorite part of every Tuesday. It's the hard count. Me and CJ breaking down everything over there in the football world. Hosting, as always, it's your boy Connie, my guy CJ, right below me. How we doing there, guy?
Doing well, man. Just relaxing, watching the game right now. Knicks Warriors. Happy to talk some football.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And listen, an interesting week, another fun week, as the NFL always gives us some storylines coming out of even some of the bad games. Even some of the bad games giving us storylines. So, with that being said, we'll do what we always do, and we will jump right into it. With that being said, before actually I lied. We're not going to jump right into it because before we do, I got to tell the people, of course. Listen, we can't see your stuff on Twitter no more, and we love the people. We like to interact with the people. We are of the people. So we're now multifaceted, as CJ, as you know, I always like to say. And listen, we're over there on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitch, and most importantly, people, we are also on Colorcast, where you can listen to us. If you don't think that we're, beautiful, which I would disagree with you, you can go over to the Colorcast. You can leave it running right in the back of your phone. You don't gotta, leave it up or anything. You put it on in the background. Go do some, chores or something, whatever you got to do, and you can hear us talk football. But now we can get into it. As we got some people in the Colorcast already. Perry, as always, showing some love. What's going on, brother? We got another man here. Hello, fellows. I paused Succession for this. You know what? Yo, all right. That's a very important thing that you just said. That you
Appreciate that.
You want to know why? First of all, I need to know what episode of Succession you are on. I believe Amber, that's you, right? Oh, you love me. I love you too. You know what can I say? CJ, have you watched Succession?
I have not.
Bro,
I heard a lot of buzz about it,
listen,
though.
I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm not going to spoil. But Succession has to be the most frustrating show I've ever watched in my entire damn life. Nothing makes me angrier than Succession. I swear to God. It's almost like a car wreck. Every time something's going to go good, nope. No pun intended to the people that watch the show, they crash. Every single time. And I can't look away because I want to see something good eventually happen, but it just never, ever does. But hey, you know what? I guess they're doing a good job because I'm hooked. I'm hooked on every episode. Pumped for Spider-Man. Come on, you can't even ask me. Listen, I'm gonna
pumped for Spider-Man.
I'm gonna pull back the curtain here a little bit, people.
Nothing like a frustrated New Yorker.
You feel me? The boys are in. Yes, sir. Shout out all the love going on in the Colorcast. I'm gonna pull back the curtain here for a little bit, people. I do a nice little baseball podcast on Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern, called Backstop Banter, which, by the way, if you haven't checked it out, the podcast is available everywhere. Just saying. But your boy bought tickets to see Spider-Man on Thursday, opening day at 9 p.m. So I'm either gonna have a fill-in this week or Michael's got it by himself. So just throwing that out there. Listen,
Michael gotta find a sub for Thursday.
Yeah, man, listen. And you want to know what? I usually wouldn't do this, but it's the fact that I'm tired of movies getting spoiled for the kid, bro. I can't do it no more. Endgame, low key, bro. In the ESPN comments of all places, get spoiled for me. ESPN. I'm pulling up. I'm reading through ESPN comments. I see this person dies. I said, bro, are we being serious right now? Star Wars got spoiled for me as well. Talking about Han Solo gets clipped. I said, really, bro? This is what we're doing now. Thanks a lot. So I have to see it on Thursday. I don't have a choice. If you ain't seeing it on Thursday, I don't know what to say. You know what exactly? That's what I'm saying. Well.
Yeah, definitely got to see. Definitely got to get that.
All right. Let's get into it, people. We start off, as we always do, Sunday Night Football. Now, oh, my God, why do I always do that? Monday Night Football, I mean.
Monday night.
We'll get to the Sunday. But Monday Night Football had a big NFC West matchup. We had the Rams at the Cardinals. And listen, before the game, honestly, I was live doing Gen Z when I heard the news of Tyler Higbee going out. I also heard that, Jalen Ramsey was going to be out for this game. and I wasn't feeling too confident in those Rams. I know Christian, I believe that's you in here, so you're probably disappointed in me. But when I heard that, I wasn't too confident. They come out here, pull up big, 30-23 victory. Kyler Murray has that big interception at the goal line, throws another one later in the game. Matthew Stafford throwing dots out here. Van Jefferson with that long touchdown. His dad's on the sideline. Probably pumped, but can't actually be pumped because, he's the wide receiver coach for the other team.
Cardinals, yeah. That's crazy.
But yeah, it was a very good game. The Cardinals are in it all the way up until the end. They get that onside kick, and then some weird confusion at the end. Apparently, the line thought that they were going to clock it. Kyler Murray obviously didn't clock it if you watched the game. Ends up getting sacked by Aaron Donald, which was his third of the game, by the way. And listen, I'll say this: Aaron Donald's probably not going to win Defensive Player of the Year this year. It's probably just because it's the Brady, the MJ, the LeBron effect like that. Like Aaron Donald's probably the Defensive Player of the Year every year. He garners the most attention of anybody. Double team and everything, blah blah blah. But 3 sacks out of him. He plays really well. Rams got that 30-23 win. And I think it's weird. I said this on Gen Z, but I didn't. And then I looked up the stats after the game. The Cardinals are actually a better team on the road. I believe they're 7-0 on the road this year. And what are they like? 5? I don't know. They have their record isn't stellar to say the least at home. So they lose that number 1 seed. In fact, I think they drop all the way down to the 3 seed. Because the Packers have it 1 now, Bucks are at 2, and I believe the Cardinals are at 3. So hey, maybe it's actually weirdly good for them that they won't be the number 1 seed, have home field because they play better on the road apparently. But I guess this keeps the divisional race open. Obviously, the Rams 9-4 now, Cardinals are 10-3, so there's still a chance. 3-3 at home, lost 3 straight. Thank you very much. See. This is why we got the best fans in the world, people telling us all the stuff that I don't actually know. But yeah, so a fun game. And let me tell you something. I said this in the chat last night. I got some pushback on it. Don't care, by the way. Don't care. Cooper Kupp, best receiver in the league.
Best receiver, you'll take him over Devontae?
After this year, hell yeah. You got the triple crown right now. You got receptions, yards, and touchdowns.
Is definitely right there. Those are the top 2. He finally got a good quarterback. He's putting up some really good numbers with Goff, and now having a talented guy like Stafford, and it seems like their chemistry, even in their first year, is looks unmatched. So happy for him, and coming off the ACL a couple years ago, it just looks like he hasn't missed a beat, and he's definitely playing like it. Between him and Devontae Adams, it's no one else is close right now in the league.
No, not at all. I agree. CJ, what do you think? What do you think of the game?
Yeah, this was a big win for the Rams. They needed this win. They lost to the Cardinals earlier in the season at home, kind of like a blowout. I think it was 37-20 or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. And they're coming off a win against the Jaguars, and everybody looked at that. Okay, yeah, that's an easy dub. Had lost to the 49ers the week prior on a Monday Night Football. Lost to the Packers, then lost to the Niners, and it was 2 in a row before that game against Jacksonville. And this was an important win, one to stay alive in the division, and also for seeding as well in the NFC. And I think they played really well. They got off early. Odell looks like he's healthy for one.
Exactly. We got that in the comments right here. OBJ looks healthy. Do they re-sign him next year?
It depends on what his price. It depends on what his asking price is. I'm not sure. It seems like the Sam Kroenke has, he's just sending out blank checks to everybody. They're able to get Stafford and Donald and Ramsey and Von Miller, lock up all these guys. OBJ. They're just buying players at this point. So if the money
team,
if Les Snead and those guys could figure out a way to create some cap space to keep him for at least a year or two. I think that'd be great. Maybe not, because you would hope Robert Woods would come back, and it gave him an extension as well. So, and then you have to probably lock up Kupp as well. But I'm not sure if Kupp has an extension or not. But maybe. But it looks good right now for OBJ in Los Angeles. A lot of questions over the first 2 games, and I'm happy for him. He's playing well. So many narratives was around him in terms of, oh, was it him or was it Baker? Who was the problem in Cleveland? Well, now we see what, the answer to that question. And obviously, Baker's just not talented enough. And also, you could probably say Stefanski's not great of a play caller as Sean McVay to put
hell no.
put OBJ in certain positions to succeed out there in the field. And you got to give the Rams a lot of credit. He's only been there for 4 games and he's getting some solid targets. Obviously, the Woods injuries has helped his target number increase, but he's making plays out there. 3 touchdowns in a row over the four games that he's been with the Rams, and he looks good. He looks comfortable. Like Amber said, he looks healthy. Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, he just got breaking news that he had got COVID.
Bro, everybody in the NFL got COVID right now.
Yeah, the outbreak is.
I think I read something that there had been like 37 cases up to this point, and in this last week there's been like 60.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's because it's getting really cold now.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people think it is. Obviously flu season, all that stuff is COVID and all that, and everybody's inside now. It's cold, the weather, and plus new variant and all that. Listen, I'm not a scientist, so I'm not gonna sit and act like I know, but
Yeah, so it's definitely been a lot of situations, like you said, the outbreak and him getting COVID was definitely another setback for them. On top of, like you said, when you first started the show with Jalen Ramsey, Tyler Higbee also, unfortunately getting COVID also. So, but for them to get this win, it was very important. Like I said, they needed this win desperately, and they came out and got it done. I think Stafford played really well. Cooper Kupp was 13 receptions, $125 and a touchdown. I mean, he's just an animal, man. And I mean, what else can you say? What else can you say about him? How well he's played? Underrated guy coming from Eastern Washington. No one expected this, obviously, other than himself. And he's definitely played at a high level right now. And like you said, definitely one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. The defense stepped up. Aaron Donald looking like, the first ballot Hall of Famer that he is. Just creating havoc in that backfield. Crows in trouble for the Cardinals offensive line. And this is what we expected. This is what we expected when they assembled this team. We expected them to win games like this against high-powered offenses, and with the defense that they have, being able to stop some of those high-powered offenses that they have to go up against every single Sunday or Monday. And it's good to see them finally get into their groove, and we'll see how long it's sustainable. Because, like you said, the NFC at the top is extremely stacked, and they already have a loss to Green Bay, and they beat Tampa Bay. So it's like, and then they had split one with with Arizona. So it's really at the top is it's really.
NFC. See if you agree with me here. NFC and AFC completely different, because the NFC is top heavy, and then everything else is like disgusting. AFC is like everybody's mid, almost. Like there's the 9-4, Patriots 9-4, the Chiefs 9-4. I think the Titans are too, and then like everybody else is 7-6. There's like 12 teams that are 7-6.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just, like it's kind of the same, really. I mean, outside of those 4 teams that you just said in the NFC, everyone else is like 7-6. I mean, you got the Vikings, the 49ers, all these other teams are like, middle of the pack, and it's going to be a while. That's why this episode is called Control What You Can, because it's really going to come down to, you just got the details, the small details between all of these teams and these little intricacies and part of the game in order for them to get the W. It's going to be close. Some of these teams have to go up against their divisional rivals. So even if they're out of the playoffs, that for a team they go up against, they don't want to give them any type of life to go into the playoffs because they don't like that team. So it's going to be, you can't sleep. You can't have a bad Sunday. You can't going forward this next month. And I think it's important and even for the 10-4 teams, because you want to have that seed now. Yeah. It's making it more competitive with just having one seed. Yeah, exactly.
They need the 1 seed, in my opinion.
Oh, well, I mean, they went on the road last year and won the bowl.
Here's my thing though. There was no fans last year. Like that has to do something to you. I mean, they went into Green Bay and they beat the Packers, but you're going to tell me they can. I mean, listen, I think it's possible. You have Tom Brady and probably the best offense in the league, but it's going to be a hell of a lot harder to go into Green Bay now with a packed Lambeau Field and do it than last year where it was cardboard cutouts.
Yeah, it is. It is 100%. Home field is definitely going to matter. I completely agree with you because of the fans being there as a completely different element, and that's what you want in playoff football. So that definitely is something that needs to be factored in this year. It's going to be a wild race. I can't wait to see what happens. But but back to this game for the Cardinals, just bad management by Cliff Kingsbury, Kyler Murray late in the game. People talk about the 4th and 1 that they weren't able to convert, but I think the 3rd and 1, when it was 3rd and 1, and Kyler just kind of threw a loft pass where we could have just ran and got the first down, or just did something else that could have possibly just changed the game and kind of give them a better look. They could have easily converted that first down. They could have ran and got it. We know how great he is with his feet. So and then they got the onside kick, and you think they're gonna come back, and then two penalties on the false start, and then the holding to push them back. It was just an ugly game by the Cardinals and laid down the stretch where they easily could have tied it up and got it in the OT, and who knows what happened after that. But the Rams stayed true, and their top guys on the other side of the ball made some big time plays. When it comes to Aaron Donald and Von Miller, also creating that pressure in order for Donald to get there to end the game.
CJ, I had to make a face real quick because we got the cowgirl fans in the color cast, over here talking about Cowboys Nation and yes and blah blah blah. I almost it's a good thing that it's just an audio over there on the color cast, so they didn't see my face. Probably would have felt a little disrespected over there. But yeah, Perry also said most wide open the league has been in years, and then we got Ben in here, so the Birds still have a chance. That's the thing, like. The wild card is still wide open in the NFC. Like, that part is wide open. I think all the divisions are locked down, in my opinion. I know that the Rams just won and they're only one game back at the Cardinals. I don't know. I just think the Cardinals will probably finish the year out strong. They'll be all right. We all know nobody's taking over the Bucs. We know nobody's taking over the Packers. And then, with the Cowboys beating Washington, that was probably the last chance of the Cowboys losing their division. So, which, by the way, I think that makes it it has to be 13 years or something without a repeat division winner in there. I think I can't remember the last time somebody did it. It's like an actual, I don't know. Technically, I am a cowgirl, so that's true. And Amber, you're right. I can't lie on that one. But crazy game.
Yeah, that's just that division. We all know that division is always. It's hot and cold.
It's something.
Yeah, it's always going to be a wild ride, a wild race. But fortunately for the Cowboys in this situation, they're able to just have a nice little lead, and now for them it's potentially trying to get that first seed or get a favorable team in the playoffs where they feel like they have a chance.
Yeah, like I said, it's going to be fun. Perry said it. We've said it before, but this is the most the league has been open in a long time. I see tweets about it every week. Nobody knows who's actually good in the NFL, and I still don't think we are. But there is one team that I do think that we all know is pretty good, and they're getting some people back, and that is the Packers. Now, I don't think there's too much to. Now, see if you agree with me here. I take one thing away from this Packer-Bear game, and I take another thing away from it. One of them being the fact that all right, 3 then. We'll say 3. Packers are going to beat the Bears every year. Listen. If the Packers lose to the Bears one of these years, that's, when you start packing your bags, you kiss your family goodbye, all that things like that, because something catastrophic went wrong, clearly. And then 2, you have to be good in all 3 phases of football. Everybody, we look at offense, we look at defense because that's what's on the field the most, and that is what is the most important. But having good special teams does not go under the radar, especially, when you look at the good teams, and good teams are good at all 3 phases of football. And the Packers in this game, if you watch their special teams, they give up the 97-yard punt return, which was the first punt return of the year, I believe they said. There were 3 kickoff returns that I thought Khalil Herbert was taken back to the crib before he eventually got knocked out of bounds or tackled. They give up there was an onside kick in this game too, wasn't there? Oh wait, no, there was a muff punt as well, and then I think there was an onside kick, but they lined up wrong or something like that. exactly remember 12 and his broken toe. Amber, you're right, broken toe. I think he just wants sympathy from us. But it was so listen, I don't take anything too big away. Like the Packers beat the Bears, like that's what they're supposed to do. The Packers are 10-3. The Bears are 4-9 for a reason. Congratulations. But also, like the Packers are one of these teams that I think you can just say are good. Like everybody's kind of scared to say that this team is good or if this team is good. But I think the Packers are finally a team that we can say, yeah, we know that they're good. And I co-hosted with Matt yesterday on Gen Z. Josh had a little family thing pull up, so Matt stepped on in, and of course, he had to remind me that they're not full health yet. They got Jair Alexander coming back. I believe Zadarius Smith is out as well, and it's not like they're nobody players. That's the big part of it too. They're all pros. Like they are Pro Bowl, all pro players. So it's not like it's something casual where it's like, oh yeah, your third string cornerback is coming back. I don't know why you're that excited. Like, no, this is your lockdown corner and one of your better linebackers in the league. So it's not like it's some nobody. So I don't know if I'm ready to say the Packers are the best team in the league, but I'm ready to say that I know that they're going to be a problem and they're probably going to be in another NFC Conference Championship game.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're always going to be in the dance. One, because they have Aaron Rodgers, and you always have a shot when you have a guy like him. He's easily could be in the MVP discussion as well. With up there with Brady, doesn't necessarily
I
have
believe he's second right now.
And odds, yeah. I mean, it's easy. He's gonna be in that discussion for a long time, and until he's playing. And I just feel like they're gonna have a shot. As long as 17 is healthy as well. He's definitely an elite wide receiver in this league, and it's tough to stop him. You can't double team him. I think Matt LaFleur puts him in great positions to kind of avoid that double team a little bit. Has him play a little bit of slot, not always having him on the outside, so that to have that safety come and help and just create some mismatches. So, and their chemistry is elite, and they have really good running back core right now, and AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones kind of coming back from that little MCL sprain. He's starting to get healthy, and it's going to be paramount for them to finish drives, get in the red zone, get in the end zone, and having two backs that could do so is definitely something that
two different types of backs.
Exactly, two different type of backs that could, and both could catch out the backfield. But like you said, they have different styles. One's a bruiser, one's more of a one cut guy. So offense is dynamic, and like you alluded to with the defense, getting Jair Zadarius back, you need great pass rush, and you need great corners. And if you get your best corner and your best pass rusher back, that's what you need, especially against the elite quarterbacks that we see that they have to go. They're probably going to have to see in the playoffs: Tom Brady, Matt Stafford, Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott, and those guys. So you need guys to cover those guys' best receivers, and you need the pass rushers to get to those guys and disrupt some of the timing from the quarterback. So they look good. I mean, they're always going to be good. You got to give LaFleur a lot of credit. Yes, he has Aaron Rodgers as his quarterback. That's
so
how
McCarthy.
Yeah, so did McCarthy. Yeah, and they had some really good years as well. So you can't have success in the league as a coach if you don't have a good quarterback. I mean,
No.
it's just or at least a competent one, a solid one. So and if you have one as great as Rodgers, of course you're always going to be always going to have a chance. But I think the defense is definitely one of the big surprises this year. Yeah, they had some special teams mishaps throughout the game, and that's going to be key. They're going to have to clean that up because a lot of people sleep on punters and the punts.
Yes.
It really plays a big factor when it comes to down the distance and having certain field position throughout the game.
Look at the Rams, Johnny Hecker, that man putting people inside the 5 every game.
Yeah, exactly. It changes your entire play calling for a defense and for an offense if you have the right, field position throughout after a punt. So, people sleep on those things and, kind of just overlook it. But, it's definitely a key factor. That's why you see a lot of coaches and a lot of players say all 3 phases of the game and not just 2.
Then we got Amber in here. Does 12 come back next season? Also, Adams is due for another big payday as well. I mean, I've jokingly said that I think Rodgers is going somewhere. I think it would make things very fun if he did. But like you've always said, and CJ, if I'm him, what is the point of leaving that division? Like we talk about, Brady and the AFC East and how bad that was for. Like, that's what Rodgers has. He owns that division. Like, the only time the Packers aren't going to win that division is if Aaron Rodgers isn't there. The Vikings, make you think every year that they're going to do something. They never do. The Bears haven't been relevant God knows how long. And then, I mean, really? Do I have to say anything about the Lions, really? So, listen, if I'm him, if the relationship is that bad, I guess he doesn't come back. But if it's even a smidgen away from being mendable, I'm staying there, and I'm collecting another 4 or 5 NFC North, NFC North championship banners, because they're going to win the division every year, and I'm going to move on and play in the NFC Conference Championship basically every year. What's the point in leaving? I mean, I guess the only reason you do leave is if you're like, listen, bro, we can't get any free agents to come play here. I'm Aaron Rodgers. We're good every year, and I still can't get a free agent to come sign here. So imagine if I'm Aaron Rodgers, in San Francisco. I wonder if we can get a free agent then, huh? Or I'm Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh. I wonder if we can get a free agent now. So I guess that's the only reason you really leave. But hey, it hasn't been broken. So what's the point in fixing? You haven't been getting free agents for who knows how long, and you're still, good year in, year out. I think if Adams signs 12 stays, some reason, I think they stay together. I mean, I would stay together if I was them too. Look at that connection, how good they are. Adams probably makes Rodgers better, and Rodgers makes Adams obviously a lot better as well. So I wouldn't disagree there. Adams is about to break the bank, but he's so gifted, and they're screwed without him. Well, the good news on that end is, CJ, I don't know if you saw it today. I sent it in the group chat. So I guess the cap this year is 182, and the next season it's going up to 208. So, I mean, that's what, like $20 million?
Yeah, 20 something. Yeah, 20 north of 20.
Yeah, so you're going to be doing fine in the money department apparently next season. So I don't know.
Winning cures all, and I think at the end of the day, yes, they've had some issues in the offseason. Everything's been pretty much put to the forefront. Everything that happened with the draft last year, drafting Jordan Love, and then Aaron Rodgers, opening up, talking up in this year's draft, kind of saying he wants out, and a lot of things got leaked between his issues between him and the front office. I just think both. I said this during the summer, during the offseason. I just think both have to put their egos aside, but more so the front office for the Packers. I mean, you can't have any type of ego and feel like you could build a team that would be better than without Aaron Rodgers than what you have right now. There's no way you could have there's no way you could be that high and mighty and have that type of pride. It's ludicrous in my opinion if you think that way. And they need to be able to keep him. Yeah, sign some guys, sign a couple guys that could, make some plays. I'm pretty sure a lot of guys want to play with Rodgers. Yes, you're going to be in the cold for 4 months, and then for the next 8 months, you can do whatever you want. So and go chill whatever type of weather you want to be in. But you have a chance to win when you're playing with a guy like Aaron Rodgers. And yes, he has a different personality. His personality is not the robotic, say what everybody wants you to say quarterback, and it may not be liked by most or many, but when he steps out on the field, he's one of the greatest to ever do it, hands down. I mean, he's playing with a broken toe right now. You could say whatever you want. You could judge and say it's not that big of a deal. I mean, he's literally on his feet every single snap. So drop back in the pocket. You got guys, 350-pound linemen at his feet. You got 240-pound linemen on the end and backers trying to get him and take him down. And he's a mobile guy. So it's not like he's just one of these stationary guys like Brady that just stands in the pocket all day. He makes a living off being, improvising and making plays. So it's a big deal and it's on his left foot, and he's a right-handed quarterback. So you're on your left side. That's where you plan to throw the football. So it's a big deal. And he's still playing hurt. Playing at a high level, four touchdowns against the Bears. They need to make that marriage work. You don't want to have at the end. You don't have Bill Belichick as your head coach, and I like LaFleur, and I gave him a lot of credit for what he's done. But you can't you can't be arrogant in this
Oh,
situation.
hell no.
You can't. And I just feel like the Packers, the front office, they're gonna have to figure it out and make this relationship work with Rodgers. And like Amber said, you pay Adams, they have great rapport, and you'll be all right. You'll be all right. You're gonna be in the dance. You're gonna have a chance every single year if you have those guys. Lock up some of those guys on the defense, and they're always gonna have a shot. Brady's gonna be out the league in a year or two. Rodgers will still be there, and he'll be the best quarterback in that conference still. And the division, it's easy. It's easy. 6 wins. It's light. It's light. The Lions are 1-11-1. They're not getting better anytime soon. They're not getting better. They're not getting better anytime soon. The Vikings are going to have a new head coach at season's end, maybe a new quarterback at season's end, and the Bears are going to have a new head coach at season's end. So why not be the most stable team in that division? It's like I said, you go 6-0, 5-1 at minimum. You might split one with Minnesota. Minnesota has a good game. It may beat you. It just doesn't make sense for both sides to break up this marriage, man. I don't get it. You don't want to have a Favre situation and where you're scrambling. They got lucky. You get lucky, bro. Like it's not easy to find a franchise guy for 15 years. You can't just say, oh well, we had Favre and we went to Rodgers, so we could go from Rodgers to whoever after.
Well, that's the question. We got that in here too. If Aaron Rodgers plays 4 more years, do you think they keep Love waiting? I don't think you can keep. Well, Love would be in the league for like 7 years at that point.
Right, yeah, which is for quarterback is not a long time. So
no. But I'm saying Love would be in the league for 7 years behind Aaron Rodgers. You're thinking Love doesn't want to go and play?
Yeah, but who's gonna take a chance on him? I mean, sure, things can happen during that time, but who's gonna take a chance? And unless he's gonna have to have stellar preseasons.
This is a crazy quarterback time. Somebody will.
Yeah,
Bro,
somebody.
We got people trading 5 draft picks because somebody had a good pro day where they throw to each other in shorts.
Golf is the truth. You said say that again? My bad.
I saw Amber's comment. Golf is the truth. Yeah. But I'm saying we got people trading draft picks galore to move up because somebody had a good pro day where they threw to a wide receiver they played with for 4 years while they were in shorts with no defenders. You think somebody won't say, oh, look, Jordan Love, actually played an NFL game and he sat behind Aaron Rodgers to learn. So we'll give you a 5th round pick for him.
Yeah, there are going to be teams that are arrogant like that and feel like, I could turn this guy into a franchise guy. Sure, but I mean, so many other factors have to play into him being successful. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't just throw him on any team where year 5, year 6 and be like he's going to be after zero type of evidence. Like I said, the only way he's going to have to play well in these preseason games where Rodgers is not going to play, and he's going to have to come in those games and really, that's going to be his audition. Or if something happens with the injury with Rodgers, or he gets hurt, and he wins a game or two, like Garoppolo. Like if Brady didn't get suspended those first 4 games, and nobody saw what Garoppolo was able to do, he wouldn't have got that shot to get to San Fran. Right. So those are the type of things that are going to have to happen if he wants a shot elsewhere if it doesn't work out in Green Bay. But I think right now, I mean, if you're a front office for Green Bay, you can't think about that. I mean, you got a guy still in his prime at 37 playing at a high level, even at 37 playing at a high level, top 2 quarterback in the league. You can't mess that up and start thinking about Jordan Love.
It's I don't know. If I'm Jordan Love, there's no way I'm sitting behind Aaron Rodgers for 7 years.
That's fair.
You said, I know you said there would have to be a circumstance where he actually plays so people knew what he looked like. But I don't know. Somebody would be willing to take a chance. The NFL is crazy when it comes to quarterback. They will do anything to find a quarterback because if you find that quarterback, you're good for the rest of your career. You can save your career with one quarterback. You could be, listen, I'll tell you something right now. If Matt Nagy had the exact same career up to this point, but at the start of this season, somehow they traded for Russell Wilson, guarantee you he's not getting fired next year. Because they have Russell Wilson now, I guarantee they'd be better than 4-9. So once you find that quarterback, you can save yourself. I mean, look at GMs. They find one quarterback, and all of a sudden, 20 years down the road, we're like, oh, well, this is who they got in the draft. Well, yeah, guess what? That was 20 years ago. And since then, they've drafted 19 busts. But it doesn't matter because they found their one quarterback.
That's true.
I wouldn't do that either. The league is getting younger at that position. But hey, still dominated by the old guys. And speaking of these old guys, let's move on to the next game, I should say. The Bucks and the Bills, what was obviously the game of the week in many people's eyes. And it did not look like that. It did not look like that in the beginning of the first half. I believe it was like, what was it, like 24-0 at one point?
24-3, I think.
24-3, obviously the Bucks have a big lead. They're going crazy in the first half. Bills can't do anything. Second half, Bills circle the wagon, as Boomer always like to say. And they come back. They drive down last possession of the game, score that field goal. They go into overtime. 3-and-out for the Bills, and the Bucks take over. Brady throws that touchdown pass to Brashard Perriman, which was his 700th career touchdown pass, postseason and regular season combined. Brady also broke the completion record in this game, passing Drew Brees. So now, listen, obviously Brady's going to have like every single record because he's played forever, but the fact that he just keeps going is unbelievable. God, we're really lucky, CJ. We got to see that man for a long time.
Yeah,
no
man.
one circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills. Amber, you know what?
Boomer Classic. Boomer Classic, indeed.
Classic. You couldn't watch Boomer without him saying that. Or the Raiders.
Yeah, it's facts. One of my friends says it perfectly. I'm not gonna do it, but he does it.
Come on, you're not an impersonator over here.
Nah, that's not my style.
He said that's not me, fam. But just another. This has to suck for the Bills, bro, because you got the toss in overtime. You had just gone down the field, gotten that field goal, and listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I wanted the Bucs to win, first of all, because I like Brady. Second of all, because it helps the Patriots out in the division. But
look, hold on. Before OT, was it PI on Diggs?
Bro, that's exactly what I was getting to. Okay. That's exactly what I was getting to. You cannot tell me that wasn't PI on Diggs. That was so obviously defensive pass interference that the fact that they didn't call that astonished me. Like, I was genuinely sitting there like, damn, the Bucs are going to lose this game now. And then there was no flag. I was like, damn, did they leave it at home or something? That was listen, like I said, wanted the Bucs to win. Brady fan, it helps the Patriots in the division. There is no way that was not a defensive pass interference. No way. So, listen, doesn't get called. Bucs go 3-and-out. And listen, they had the chance. They had their chance, to go down and score and end the game. Obviously, they don't. You give the ball back to Brady, as my AirPod falls out, of course. You give the ball back to Brady, and then he hits a crossing route to Brashard Perriman, goes all the way. Edmonds didn't play it, very well. Looked in one direction, he's coming across the other way. But it has to hurt, man. It does, because the Bills are they're coming back off after that loss to New England, where the media is talking about, are you guys embarrassed? And people are clowning them all week for letting the Patriots run on them, and then they're down big. They make the comeback. Josh Allen out here fighting for his life. He looked like Mahomes in that Super Bowl against the Bucs. There was not a play where I think Josh Allen stayed in the pocket for more than 2 seconds. They were all over him. And then what the funny thing is, they don't run the ball. That is their fatal flaw, bro. Like, you can't, that's why they aren't going to win a Super Bowl. Their fatal flaw is not being able to run the ball. You have to be able to keep teams honest, bro. Like, you can't do one thing. The NFL is way too even, and people are way too smart for you to only do one thing and be able to win. And the Bills can't run the ball. I think they ran the ball like 3 times with the running back in the first half. And then, in the second half, they really turned it around because they started running the ball and they were having some success, not only with Josh Allen, but with the running backs. That helped out the pass game. Obviously, their defense got some stops, obviously, in the second half, because the Bucs only kicked a field goal in that second half. And they were so close, man. So close. And now, crazy 2 weeks, they go from first in the division, recently, to now they're the 7th seed. They are the 7th seed in the playoffs right now. Now, listen, I think they're still going to make the playoffs because their last 4 games, they play not in this order. I don't remember the order. They play the Jets, the Patriots, the Falcons, and the Panthers. So they're going to beat everybody, probably besides the Patriots, of course. So what? They're going to win 10 games, and they're probably going to end up making the playoffs. But it's just a fatal flaw that they can't run the ball. Like I said, you can't be in this league and only do one thing. People are going to be able to stop it. They're way too smart not to.
Man, that's a tough loss. Tough loss for the Bills. I was talking to my guy Nick on Sunday.
Oh, yo, where's Nick, bro?
He's going through. Yeah, he's working right now, man. Working Christmas season time, man.
I miss my man Nick. I'm trying to see him on this show.
Nah, yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. I'm gonna try to see if we could set something up in the next couple of weeks or so. But oh yeah, my guy's working. But I spoke to him on Sunday. He was going through it, bro. He was stressed. He felt like the PI, but on Carlton Davis was a big time call. Would have put him right there at the one.
Did you think it was?
Oh yeah, for sure, sure. I mean, they were really tussling, and right there, you can't not throw that flag, and that's when people say Brady gets gifted by the refs, and it's so easy to throw those narratives out there when certain things like that happen. But truth be told, the Bills, they put themselves in that hole to begin with. Like you said, 24-3 to start the game. You just can't start off the game like that on the road, especially what happened after what happened on Monday night. You have to come out with some type of urgency, and they just didn't do that, and they let the Bucs pretty much blow them out up until the second half. They started to realize, we need to wake up. We need to start getting some drives together, putting some plays together if you want to win this game. And the Bucs, had some terrible offensive possessions where they had a lot of 3-and-outs. The offense looked very lethargic, looked very lazy. Brady missing a lot of throws to Mike Evans, missing some throws to Godwin and Gronk as well, and it gave the Bills some more opportunities to try to move down the field and get it going. Like you alluded to, first half, I think it was only maybe one or two rushing attempts from a running back. You can't have that happen. And we've been I've said this for the last month or so about the Bills, where they don't have their physical running back that can change the game for them. And you need that. You need a guy. You need a change of pace guy, because if you're just one dimensional, it just opens up opens up the floodgates for defensive coordinators to send whatever at you, knowing that you don't have a running game. They could blitz you. They could do so many different things, and hopefully they could have the ability to add that in the offseason. And the Buccaneers, they went into OT. The Bills did have an opportunity to change this game. They had the ball first in OT. I thought, okay, just give them some life. They're coming off of coming back, tying the football game, being able to have some type of momentum, and maybe move down the field, get a touchdown, and get a big win on the road in Tampa Bay. Unfortunately, got a 3-and-out. And then the Bucs, they had their call with the PI or Mike Evans, Levi Wallace over there on the left sideline, and they do a pick play and man coverage. Everybody goes to Mike Evans. They leave Rashad Perryman wide open, and Brady doubts up Perryman, and Perryman goes to the crib, and that's all she wrote. So it's just a tough game for the Bills, but they have to start off better. They have to have some type of urgency. A lot of people saying it's over and it's done. Like I said, it's tough to say it's over. Because again, their next 4 games are really favorable. They played New England. That's still to me that's still a 50-50 game, because it's a divisional game. So anything can
actually be able to pass the ball this time.
Yeah, exactly. That definitely for sure. And it's gonna be definitely a close game. So you can't sleep on the Bills, especially when it comes to that standpoint, because they want to keep their playoff hopes alive. And then they have some favorable matchups, like you said, the Falcons, the Panthers, and the Jets. They should win all 3 of those games if they play to the level that we expect them to. If they come out and play like how they played in the first half against Tampa Bay, or have one of these slow games like they did against the Colts or the Jaguars, and leave these bad teams with some type of momentum that they feel like they could win the game, then we might see an L. But if they play to the level that we expect them to, with the talent that they have around them, despite not having a consistent run game, they should be able to win those games, and they should be able to get in the playoffs. And honestly, like you said, they could win. I don't think if they get in the playoffs and they play any one of these teams, the Ravens, the Titans, I think a lot of people would pick them. I mean, especially with the injuries going on in Baltimore. If the Baltimore gets in, Titans as well. We don't know the timetable if Henry's going to come back. If he's going to come back, AJ Brown, Julio Jones. We don't know the return dates on those guys, if there's any at all. So if they get in the dance, they're going to have a shot, just like anybody else in that AFC East, and that's just going to be on them to get it right.
Yeah, exactly. The AFC is wide open. Like I said, it's a bunch of 9-4 teams at the top, and everybody else is 7-6. So, are you really that scared of anybody? And I think every team has to look at it that way. Listen, I might be the 7 seed, whoever that may be, but why can't I beat the number 2 seed in this wild card game? They're one game better than me. So, and that's the other thing. A lot of these teams have some weird losses. Obviously, Patriots losing to the Dolphins early on. Now it doesn't look as bad now because the Dolphins got hot, but we have to look at the timetable when they lost, and that's when they were, on their 0-7 streak, not on their, 5-game win streak. And then, you got to look at the Jags beating the Bills and the Titans losing to the Jets and the Jags. And I mean, it doesn't make sense. The AFC is the one where I'll say I have no idea. I would think the Patriots are playing the best right now, and probably Kansas City. But am I going to be shocked if either one of them lose? I really wouldn't. The NFC, I think the conference championship game is going to be the Packers and the Bucs again. I really do. And would I be shocked out of my mind if the Cardinals or the Rams make it there? No. But that's 4 teams. In the AFC, I'm not surprised if 6 make it. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. But it's fun. Everything looks fun. The Ravens are hanging on by a thread. Casey looks the best with the Pats. Bills haven't beaten anybody. Listen, hot take central over here in the color cast. Nobody knows what's going on. Well, let's be honest, people. We're supposed to know because we got the show. But hey, not everybody knows everything. But we'll move on to another great game. That was the 49ers at the Bengals. CJ, I'm a little upset. I picked the Bengals in this one. I would have been up 1 game on Josh in the pick segment for Gen Z. But the Bengals had to take the L. Just had to take it. It's fine. It's fine. Whatever. Not mad about it. But this is another one. Right, if I'm not mistaken, the 49ers were playing very well. The Bengals were down, significantly, I would say. And then the Bengals come back. They force the OT. The 49ers missed the field goal at the end of regulation. Then the Bengals, I believe, right, they kicked a field goal in overtime. 49ers go down, and what a hell of a play by Brandon Ayuk. I mean, you watch that play in real time, you're like, okay, they're probably going to score here and end the game, but they didn't win it on that one. That would have been crazy, and they slowed it down, and this man was tiptoeing in the Jordans right across the sideline. It was a beautiful, beautiful play, and the 49ers end up winning the game. So they stay in the playoff hunt. This hurts the Bengals so bad, man. They went from, if they win the game, but all right, you're right. But if
that
they
division is wide open, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. If they won this game, they would have been winning the division.
Nah, sure, yeah, definitely, yeah.
And I think it also took their playoff percent chances below 50. I think it went to 46. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the conference standings and this, that, tiebreaker, blah, blah, blah. No one wants the North, Amber. You're exactly right. You are absolutely right.
Seriously.
I you know what? I still think the Browns are going to win it. I really do. Especially if Lamar.
It's right there. I mean, they beat the Bengals already. They clapped the Bengals, actually.
Yeah.
They clapped.
They beat the Ravens.
And they beat the Ravens. So it's there. If anything, Baker, I mean, if there was any moment at this point right now for Baker we'll get to that game, but yeah, go ahead.
No, I mean I don't know. I have no the North is going to be fun, but I think the Bengals, if I'm not mistaken, are on the outside looking in. If the playoffs, let me take a gander here. Let me take a gander. NFL playoff picture. I'm gonna tell the people right now as I'm looking it up. I'll tell you how we're doing. So
Yeah, but
AFC,
yeah.
we know the top four. Obviously, we got the Patriots. We have the Chiefs. We have the Titans, and then we had. All right, you know what? Never mind. I guess the it just doesn't want to work for the kid. You know, didn't feel like it. Um, but then after that, it would be the Ravens, right? Because there we go. I got it now. Yeah, and then the Chargers are the 5 seed. Colts are the 6 seed. You know, sneaky Colts. They didn't even play this week, but they move into the playoff picture because of everything that happened. And then the Bills are number 7. And then hey, look, Browns are number 8. The Bengals, yep, are number 9 now. Even the Broncos are number 10. They're 7-6. Steelers are still there, 6-6. I mean, the Raiders are still here, 6-7. So it's a mess, man. It's a freaking mess. But I don't know. I think the Browns are going to do it. But this game was good. This was a good game. You know, this was another late window game. It was fun. You know, this game ends up going into overtime. Same time the Bucks game is in overtime, and some good late game football made up for everything in the 1 o'clock hour, which I wasn't with. What do you think about this game?
Yeah, it was kind of going the same way the Bills and the Buccaneers was going. I mean, the 49ers kind of had the lead, and it looked like it was an ugly game from Cincinnati. Here we go again. And they found some life. Jamar Chase and Burrow really hit their stride in the second half. Chase made a big time play in the red zone, like on the sideline, on the back pylon, excuse me. Where it looked like his foot was out, but he was able to keep his heel up and keep the front of his feet in bounds and make that touchdown grab. That was a big time play
Yeah.
by Chase, who's been struggling a little bit over these last few weeks. Since the crazy game he had against the
Was that
Ravens.
the
So
Ravens?
yeah, the Ravens game, yeah. And he really bounced back. Burrow playing with the pinky finger being messed up was dealing in that second half. And I mean, Kittle was the X factor in this game. Third down, you got to know that's where Jimmy is going. You have to know these defenses. I mean, when it's third and whatever. I mean, it was like 3rd and 15, 3rd and 8. Doesn't matter what it is. You have to know Garoppolo is looking for 85, and they just weren't able to stop him. And he was able to just kill those drives. Well, kill the drives for the Bengals situation, but keep the drives going for San Fran. And they were able to win this game. And like you said, Brandon Ayuk, man, big time play by him on the sideline, being able to somehow be in bounds, get the ball in front of the pylon, know to score the touchdown. A lot of focus, a lot of discipline in terms of making that play. He made a great play. They got some guys, man. Like I said, Deebo Samuel had a touchdown in this game as well, if I'm not mistaken. They got some
Yeah,
guys, man.
I think so.
If Trey Lance is what people hope he's going to be, if he turns out to really be a guy, this could be a really really high powered offense with his ability to run the football, and we'll see if he's able to be an elite passer as well. If both of those things are clicking, and with the offensive weapons that they already have at their disposal, with the high powered offensive line, with the run game that we know Kyle Shanahan is favored in, and he does a great job of scheming things up. If they're able to get that right, they could be a force for years to come. So credit for the 49ers to get this win. A lot of people had their doubts. We had their doubts earlier in the season. What's going to happen? Garoppolo was able to get healthy. Yeah, I think a lot of people, not just you. I think a lot of people had their doubts because I think a lot of people thought highly of them because they were going to get healthy after last year being so injury struck, and then the year before going to the bowl being 13-3. So, it seems like they're hitting their stride right now. They have all their pieces together on both sides of the football, and I got to give a lot of credit to also on the defensive end, D'Amico Ryans calling great games as a defensive coordinator. I think this is his first year being a DC ever. So, he's doing a really solid job. He had a really good career as a linebacker in the NFL in his time. And I think he's doing a good job with that defense. And if they're able to, they just got to keep winning. Garoppolo just not making
Taking over
mistakes.
Salah.
Taking over, yeah, exactly. Yep, taking over for Salah, and all Garoppolo has to do is just not make mistakes. Whatever, dink and dunk, whatever you want to call it. I mean, if they get in the end zone and score 7, it doesn't matter what it looks like. As long as you get 7, whether it's running the football or passing it, and they're going to have a shot. So credit to the 49ers, credit to Kyle Shanahan for getting things back, getting over 500. And then for the Bengals, like I said, they have clear-cut opportunities to get it done and really, really make their statement known that we're here. And, they just haven't done it yet. And they're going to have, the division is there for the taking for all, 3 of those teams. Even really the Steelers even have life. As crazy as it sounds.
Matt said on Gen Z yesterday that he projected them to win it.
It's not, I
told him he was off.
It's not bad.
I'm not going to lie.
He could be off the pack. He could be off the pack, but just the way the team, the inconsistencies from all 4 of the teams, it's like you just don't know. You have no clue. So, and then with the Ravens being having so many injuries, now Lamar gets hurt. So it's like you don't know what's going to happen.
Lamar misses a millisecond of game time. The Ravens clipped.
Yeah, it's clipped. Definitely clipped. So even though despite the Bengals losing this game, they still have life. I think they have to be able to try to get that. They have to be able to get that division and try to get some wins and get some momentum going if they want to get into the dance.
It's just I run out of things to say because it's such a mess. Like I everybody tries to sound smart, but I think another smart thing is admitting when you have no idea what's going on and not 100%. Trying to be the smartest person in the room. And I don't know, are the Bengals the team that clapped the Ravens, or are they the team that got blown out? Like I don't know. They're both apparently.
Yeah, word. Yeah, that's why they're 7-6.
That's the thing. Like that's why the playoffs, man, is it's so hard, man. Because you talk about any given Sunday on a regular season week, and yeah, that's true. But man, especially in the playoffs, like if all of a sudden your quarterback has one bad day in the regular season, yeah, you move on next week. Playoffs, you're done. Your season's over. Bye-bye. So who says in the playoffs, Joe Burrow doesn't turn into, Tom Brady for a game, and now all of a sudden we're going to pick them to make the Super Bowl, and then the next game he turns into a pumpkin. So it's going to be fun, man. This division is an absolute mess. I mean, no, and here's the other thing too. You look at the quarterbacks, not a single one of them is healthy. Joe Burrow got a pinky that's putting up gang signs. You got Lamar with the ankle. You got Baker, who he doesn't even have an injury designation. It literally just says hurt. Like that's what he is. He it's not like ankle it's just Baker, basically.
Baker.
So it's gonna be fun down the stretch, man. We got 4 games left, people. 4 games. Season is flying by. Who would have thought 4 games already? Feels like the season just started. Next up, Broncos at the Lions, or Lions at the Broncos, I should say. Listen, I don't take anything out of this game. I mean, the only thing the only reason there was a point in paying attention to this game is to see what they did to honor Demaryius Thomas. Obviously lost him on the last Thursday as that game, was kind of winding down. I guess he had gotten into a car accident earlier in this year or late last year, had started suffering seizures from all that. Sounded like he was just at his crib taking a shower. Ended up, unfortunately, having one passed away. So that was a big thing that I took away from this. Broncos with a lovely thing. If you remember Washington, after Sean Taylor passed away, they lined up with 10 people on defense, which, by the way, the team in that game ran the ball for like 20 yards on the first play. Bad guys. But Broncos do this. They line up on offense, 10 people on one side. They leave Demaryius Thomas's position, which Cortland Sutton plays now. They left him off the field. They get the delay of game. Lions with the classy move. They decline it. And other than that, Broncos dominate this one. There's got to be something above, man. Last drive of the game for the Broncos where they score was 88 yards, of course. And Justin Simmons has the interception. runs over to the Demaryius Thomas thing, puts the ball down. They all stand over it. So beautiful thing out of them. But as for the game itself, it's the 1-11-1 Lions going up against the Broncos. The Broncos did what they had to do. And listen, I don't think the Lions are going to draft a quarterback, but we know Jared Goff is not very good. I'll tell you that. I will just say that.
Yeah, for everything that this was the game for DT 100%. Like you said, prayers up to the family, condolences for the family losing someone like that. But definitely one of the best wide receivers, and
underrated as a mother, bro.
Very underrated. I mean,
because he was in the prime of Julio, and
Dez, yep, Antonio
is Calvin
Brown
still around.
Calvin was he was still around. Yep, Calvin. AJ Green, all of those guys. Yeah, once they got Peyton, he really took off. He took off.
That 4-year stretch he had with Peyton, man, let me tell you something. You did not want to see Demaryius Thomas walking into your building.
For sure. Unfortunately, injuries, kept cut his career short. If he was able to, get a couple more years. I forgot
how young he was. 33.
33, yeah. If he was able to get a couple more years in, if he didn't have these injuries, he might have had a solid Hall of Fame case for sure. I mean, you look at the numbers. They were definitely trending in that direction, but tough loss for the Bronco community. Losing a guy like DT, made some big time plays. You look at the play with him and Tebow and that wild card game. Sending one to the crib in OT. The screen pass. Remember the game against the Ravens when Peyton Manning threw 7 touchdowns. He took a screen pass to the crib.
Yes.
He's definitely one of those guys. Like you said, definitely one of the most underrated guys in the 2010s in the NFL. So tough loss, and they did a great tribute. Like you said, having the 88 there, and classy move for the Lions, like you alluded to as well, declining the penalty. It was a special moment. And then, when it comes down to the game,
Peyton even flew in.
Peyton flew in. Yep, Peyton and his family came in, and it was definitely a special moment for Bronco country, for sure. And but then back to the game. I mean, I didn't expect anything less. I mean, the Lions are the Lions, man. What can you say? Listen, they're gonna have the first pick in the draft. They're gonna get Kayvon Thibodeau.
You don't think they're going with that kid from Michigan, huh?
Oh, Aiden Hutchinson. They could. Thibodeau or Hutchinson probably be the number one pick. And they're gonna rock out with Goff for one more year, and then see what's up with Bryce and
the number one pick again, and they're gonna draft.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. They'll see what's up with Bryce. Maybe see what's up with Caleb Williams at Oklahoma. Maybe Rattler comes out and has plays well in South Carolina and has a bounce back college career. So who knows? But right now, they're just stacking the L's, and
they're good at it.
Yeah, they're great at it. They're great at it, and it's just going to continue to be that way until they get another franchise guy, and until that front office gets some stability as well. So, but good win for the Broncos. Again, they're right. They're like these other AFC teams that we're talking about. Like one moment Teddy is dirt and looks like ass, and then the next moment when they're running the football and they're able to minimize the passes from Teddy, they look like a pretty good team. So. And the defense steps up. The defense is definitely saving them in a lot of these games. If they're just able to get any type of consistent play from quarterback, they'd be very tough to stop, even in the division with Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert.
And speaking of Justin Herbert, look at CJ. This is why we're professionals. I know you said Justin Herbert last just because you knew we were going into the next game. That's what we call a beautiful lead-in. Learned that in college, by the way. Thanks for the education. Feel me? Giants go over to LA and get waxed by the Chargers. Listen, the score was 37-21. Don't be fooled. The game wasn't even that close, and even that score is not a close game, but they got bodied. And listen, Chargers are going to make the playoffs. I said that. And man, listen, I don't have much to take away from this game. Herbert is an animal. That pass that he had before halftime is one of the greatest throws I've ever seen in my life. Basically getting hit, throws a 57-yard dot to the wide receiver. They end up scoring the touchdown. But CJ, first player in league history, NFL history, to have 30 touchdown passes in back-to-back seasons his first 2 years. He had 31 last year, which was the NFL rookie record. He already has 30 this year. So you obviously know he's going to pass for more than one touchdown in the next 4 games, or at least you would hope. So listen, he's not going to win it this year. Might not even be next year, but I'll put a lot of money on Justin Herbert winning an MVP in the next 3 years. I'll put a lot of money on it. I'm just saying. So I think the most important thing for them is, they have a huge game against the Chiefs this week. That's the Thursday night football game. Shout out the NFL gods for giving us a great Thursday night football game. Finally. Here's the thing too. The NFL, I'm gonna give you some props this year. You've been annoying over the years, but these Monday night games, Sunday night games, Thursday night games, the primetime ones that we have to watch, y'all been doing a good job. Y'all been giving us some good games over here.
Yeah, we thought the Bears and the Packers was going to be, blowout. I mean, it ended up being kind of like a blowout.
Fourth quarter, but up until the fourth.
But the beginning of the game, it was, back and forth. So, they have done a great job.
Stop putting the Bears on TV. Amber says, "Listen, you don't."
For now, at least, until they get some good players and a good.
I know it's tradition, bro, but you know what? Sometimes traditions are bad. If I got to see the Bears play on Thanksgiving one more year, I might just throw up. They have back-to-back primetime games. The Bears do? They play on Monday night or something? I guess we'll find out.
I guess we'll find out.
Amber, let's see. I'm sure you know. The Vikings. They got to be playing the Vikings on Monday night then, because Thursday night's Chiefs, Chargers, the Sunday night game is the Bucks and the Saints. So they got to be playing on Monday night, which I'm going to watch because I'm an idiot.
Yeah, we have to. I mean, we kind of have to.
Yeah, but this is also a very good point.
It might glance a little bit,
Yeah, it might be playing 2K, throw a side eye over there. But yeah, Chargers have a big game coming up against the Chiefs. They're 8-5. The Chiefs are 9-4. They already beat them once. This game is at LA, because remember the Chargers went down and beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead. Man, if they can win this game, you want to talk about putting a mark on the season. You can win the division now. That's a big deal. So, no, I don't take much away from this game. Besides, Justin Herbert's good, and the Giants have the second worst record in the NFL over the last decade. Followed by, of course, that team you see at the top, the New York Jets, because, we have a wonderful time over here in New York with our football teams. Like I say this every day. Thank God for the Yankees. But
for real.
I'm kind of interested to see what the Giants do too. Daniel Jones, they're still trying to kind of decide if he's their guy, and he's missed some games, so that makes it even harder on them. Do you bring back Saquon? Which, by the way, I've said many times, I'm good on that. And then
I would trade him, man. He deserves better.
Yeah,
offensive line has been the ass since Eli, bro.
They drafted Saquon too because they thought Eli could get another ring with Saquon, which is the craziest part. It's weird. It's like the Giants, the worst thing for the Giants is success. Like, they have these borderline years where they'll go like 7-9, and they're like, oh my God, we were one piece away from the playoffs. We got to do something. Let's go draft Saquon to help Eli win. And then they're terrible. And then this year they're like, oh my gosh, we ended the season really well. We could have made the playoffs last year if the Eagles actually, played the last game of the season against Washington. You know what? We have to go out and spend money in free agency and get Galladay and bring in weapons, and they're terrible again. It's like winning is the thing that hurts them. It's unbelievable. You got Monday night in Chicago. The Nets are saving New York sports right now. You're also right there. You are also correct.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
He said, unfortunately. Poor CJ, man. CJ, I got an idea, bro. Have you seen Brady play?
Yes. I've seen Brady play.
Well, listen, I haven't. Week 16, the Bucks play the Jets in the Meadowlands. I'm gonna need somebody to go with. That's all I'm saying.
Week 16. All right. I gotta see, bro. But
I'm gonna keep you to it.
Definitely, you gotta go.
I have to see him play before he retires, bro.
Yeah,
have to
bro.
do it.
I've seen Tom a couple times, bro. You gotta go see the guy for
this
sure.
Man said Jets winning that game. Perry, go to bed. Okay.
Sorry, CJ. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right, Amber. It's my whole life, so it's all good.
He said it's my that makes it even more depressing.
Kind of used to it by now. But Yeah, this game. Yeah, Herbert is special, bro. Herbert is special. It's gonna come down to Rams Cowboys. Herbert is special. It's gonna come down to everything around him. It's gonna come down to everything around him and how they build that team. They have a solid number one wide receiver in Keenan Allen. Mike Williams made a big time step. I was a fan of Jalen Guyton last year, who was the recipient of that excellent pass by Herbert that you alluded to in the beginning of the game analysis.
Excellent pass.
And he's a beast. He's a beast. I think a lot of people slept on him. We saw Burrow, Tua have stellar college seasons because they play in the SEC, and the Pac-12 kind of gets slept on a little bit. It used to be the other way around a few years ago.
Pac-12. CJ, can I interrupt you to ask you a question?
Yeah.
If they redrafted it right now, you think it still goes the same way? Well, I think
Herbert definitely
Herbert's
number one. Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I wonder if the Bengals still love Burrow.
Nah.
I obviously know he's getting drafted over Tua. You would be dumb not to. But I wonder. I still do wonder about Herbert or Burrow, because I'm sure that they love Burrow. But you do look at Herbert. You're right. That man is a walking cannon.
Yeah, and again, he has the arm for that division too. You got to have a strong arm quarterback in that division because he gets cold. And yeah, definitely, you go Herbert, Burrow, Tua. If the tables are turned, easily, even despite Burrow being an Ohio guy. But yeah, man, he's just Perry says Herbert top 5 QB.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, right now he's playing like it. He's definitely playing like it. Obviously, you got the two old heads at the top with Rodgers and Brady. However you want to slice that. I still got Brady one. I've been saying this since I've been on the show. Brady's still the best. Till Brady retires, he's gonna be the best. And then Mahomes. You got Mahomes there. Not having the best season. Not having the season that everybody expects him to have, but still having a really good year. And Herbert, yeah, just already putting himself in that top 5 category. Now they just have to get in the dance, get some playoff wins. That's where your success in the playoffs decides how great you are, how great you will become. So, but they're 8-5. They've had some lackadaisical games here and there throughout the season where they've struggled. But if they're able to get this one and sweep the Chiefs after the Chiefs are going on a nice multi-game win streak as of late, they're able to stop that and win the division with Patrick, healthy Tyreek, Kelsey's healthy. That speaks volumes, man. That definitely speaks volumes. Like you said, they already got one in Arrowhead earlier in the season. So if they were to get that sweep on Kansas City, that'll make some noise. I think a lot of people will start to put some faith into the Los Angeles Chargers. And then for the Giants, until they figure out the quarterback situation, it's just gonna be the same thing, man. I just don't know what, maybe Russell comes around.
Bro, they keep coming out with reports that that's one of the teams he's waiving his no trade clause for. Now listen, I don't know why.
Again, the offense until they figure out that O-line, I don't see why a quarterback would want to go there. I don't see why. That offensive line has been terrible since Eli. Even when Eli was like playing good foot, like early Odell playing with Eli, like even when he was still decent, the offensive line was still trash. So it's been like 7-8 years.
I like Russ in Pittsburgh with Tomlin says it. Listen, I like that too.
Yeah, Tomlin, he's good, but I don't know, man. I don't know. They're a little
Russ and Najee Harris though.
The Steelers, man. Tomlin. I know he's been there for a while, but I don't know, man. I feel like
you're not a Tomlin guy. You're not a Tomlin guy. I think.
I'm a fan. I'm just, I just think everybody. I feel like he doesn't get the criticism a lot that maybe some of these other coaches get.
CJ, we're gonna get to that game. I'm saving my criticism for that one.
All right.
Or else I would go off with you right now.
Facts, but for this game right here, yeah, easy blowout. Chargers, they did what they needed to do, and the Giants, they're not going to be good until they get the two things necessary to have a successful franchise, right? All right, we got the Ravens and the Browns, divisional game. big game, important game for both teams. This game, it was at first, it really wasn't close at all. Browns
No.
defense did a great job putting pressure on Lamar. Lamar gets hurt in the second quarter, out for the game. Tyler Huntley comes in, makes some good plays, makes some pretty decent plays. 270 yards, leads them back to cuts the deficit a little bit, and the game looked close. And I'm like, oh man, the Browns about to throw this game, and I can't even imagine the type of scrutiny that Baker's going to get if they get this L.
Colin Cowherd was plotting death upon Baker for this game.
Yeah, easily, and but it didn't happen, and the defense stepped up and made some big time plays and some big moments. Myles Garrett had an excellent game. You got to put him right up there with Defensive Player of the Year. Him and Micah Parsons, T.J. Watt, Aaron Donald, had a hat trick, so he's always going to be in the discussion. So with all those guys, and big win for the Browns. Big win for the Browns. They stay alive. I think a lot of people may be picking them to win the division. They lose Kareem Hunt. They lose Kareem Hunt, and they still have Nick Chubb. They still have a great, excellent running back. And Baker, if he could just, I don't know, man, just ice up and just try to withstand a lot of just some of these injuries that I know are not easy, especially being at the quarterback position, taking a lot of shots. If he's able to just stay healthy and just not make mistakes, like he doesn't have to play hero ball all the time. And I think that's some of the reasons why he takes some of those shots and he puts his team in bad predicaments. He tries to be a hero all the time. Just play your game, bro. Just play your game. Take what the defense gives you. You have a really good running back. You have some solid weapons on the outside. You have some good tight ends. Just take your time. You don't have to be Oklahoma Baker. You don't have to be Texas Tech Baker. Just be what the Browns need you to do in order to win the game. And they're gonna have a shot to maybe win this division. I heard a little bit of rumblings about disconnect between him and Stefanski and the offense today.
Did you see the post game?
I didn't see the post game press conference, but I heard
it wasn't the press conference. It was when they were in the locker room. You know how all the teams put out the videos after they win of them in the locker room, whatever, blah blah blah. Now you can't see everybody in the room, so I don't know if Baker is in there. I'm just saying what was on the video. Stefanski's talking about winning, blah blah, and he goes, what's the team memo? And he goes, tell us, Case. Like, why would you have Case Keenum, your backup quarterback, tell the team memo? Like, why wouldn't you have, your starting quarterback, one of your leaders on your team, say, what the memo is and what you guys need to do? Why are you going to your backup quarterback? And especially a guy that you had success with, so everybody's going to automatically, point to that as well. So that was one of the big things that came out of that as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really want to get into. I don't know. I don't want to judge that heavily because maybe after their games, Case does the little chant, and they, he just. I don't know. I have no clue. Maybe he picks a player every week. Again, optics wise, after a game when we know Baker, it definitely looks bad. Maybe something that the Browns social media probably should have passed on and posting. It probably would have made a lot of sense. I'm pretty sure the fans could have lived without, the rally cry after the game. But anything for the clicks, and apparently, it's going to create some discussion throughout the week. But they just have to go out there and just win these games, and all of that stuff that we're just talking about doesn't matter. And the opportunity is there for them with the Ravens being just. I mean, the injury bug is crazy over there in Baltimore, and it's for them to still have 8 wins is really crazy. We don't even know how the rest of this year is going to play out for this team. Even though they have 8, who knows what's going to happen? They've
8
been
wins could be all they're getting.
Yeah, it could be. It really could. It really could be. Just because they're so inconsistent on offense. But good win for the Browns. Important win. What was your thoughts on this one? I mean, we kind of.
It's the injury thing that's the biggest thing out of this. I think if Lamar plays the entire game and the Browns still win, it's a much bigger story. But the fact that obviously Lamar goes out and on a play too, that if you look at it, like nothing crazy really happened. I believe it was Clowney just chasing after him, went for the sack, and kind of fell back, sprained his ankle, whatever. Didn't look anything crazy, but obviously he doesn't return. In fact, he even got carted to the locker room. Couldn't really put too much pressure on it. They say that he still might play against the Packers. And now, listen, I understand that you need to win these games, but man, I think about sitting him. I really do. Man. Like, you still have that 1-game lead in your division. Your division hasn't been, this isn't, we're not talking about some cutthroat division here. We just went over how up and down everybody is. Do you sit him? Did you kind of take a knee on the game and say, listen, Lamar, if we're doing anything, we need you anyway? Because what happens if he goes out there and hurts it even more? Then you're really done. What if you sit him? Now you're taking the risk, of course, that maybe you don't make the playoffs now, but you're not doing anything without Lamar anyway. It's a catch-22. It's a catch-22
for real.
But
yeah, it is.
I would think about it. I don't know if I would. If he's getting the all clear, obviously, you go out there and play him. But I think about it for a quick second, and then. Like you said, they lose Kareem Hunt in this game. The Browns, obviously, they still have Nick Chubb. Baker I think that's the thing that we've always said about Baker. He just has to do not the extra stuff. Like, just do what you're supposed to do every week. Let the team do what they have to do, and you're going to be all right. Like, the Browns are going to be fine if Baker just doesn't make the mistakes, if they can run the game, if they can run the ball with Chubb. And then they can play a little defense. And, you have Myles Garrett coming off one edge. Clowney's having, a pretty decent year. So you just have to do what they have to do. And, even going into this week, I think Jarvis just got placed on COVID protocols. I think some other people on their team did as well. So, I mean, it's going to be tough for them as well going forward because obviously you keep losing players. Everything just gets more and more difficult. But it's a good win for them. Like you said, it keeps them, kind of in the race and still very possible for them to even win the division. Screw the wild card. If you're them, you should be shooting for the division. You're a game back and you just beat the Ravens. So this is just another part of the puzzle that, when we're talking about the AFC North, it's going to be very interesting to watch.
Yeah, I completely agree. All right, we got another divisional showdown between the Falcons and the Panthers. It's kind of an up and down game. Cam. I think we've seen the Cam experiment already. When he came back and he said the "I'm back" thing, and we had. I was like, it's good. I was like, it's good for the game that he's back. But I was like, how long is it? How long is it going to last? How long is it going to be sustainable? And 1 game. it looks like it was only lasted 1 game where he wasn't even a starter. He came in and just was really a fill-in and, had some nice red zone plays. So, yeah, sure, you could look to so many other factors. They just fired the offensive coordinator. They don't have their best offensive player. So, it's so many other factors, sure, but it's just I don't know. This team is like the Giants. They're like the Giants or like some of these other teams where it's like, They have a lot of talent on the roster. They're a talented roster, but they're just missing that guy in the center to really make it happen. They thought it would be Darnold when they made the trade in the offseason, and that's kind of fell on his face. And then they try to bring Cam in, to be Superman, pun intended, and it just didn't work out that way. It just hasn't worked out that way, and the Falcons came in there and did what they needed to do. Got a pick 6. On Cam, sent one to the crib, and then the Panthers offense really couldn't get it going. Somehow the Falcons are 6-7. It's crazy.
They're still in the race, man.
Yeah, it's wild, bro.
It's
wild. Shout out to Arthur Smith, man. He's trying out there. I mean, they don't have a lot of talent over there. I mean, they got Grady Jarrett.
Ridley's been out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're losing their number 1 guy. Grady Jarrett is out. Got guys racing outside of my crib in December.
Does that mean Mill, bro?
Apparently, at least he thinks he is. But
said in the middle of December.
Should be in the crib, staying warm. But He's a different guy. So, but yeah, the Falcons, they don't have a lot of talent. So Arthur Smith, first time getting that head coaching job, and for them to be 6-7, where they've had some really bad games and some wins where it's like, how did they win that one? It's crazy. This guy outside still going crazy. So it's just wild, man. What was your thoughts on the game, bro?
Oh man,
It's New York City, bro. It's New York
that
City,
is
man.
the city, bro. People think it's all.
Yeah, they think it's the summer all year round, man. It's
No.
wild.
What's that? Everybody thinks it's a Hallmark movie. Everybody thinks the city is a Hallmark movie,
Yeah,
bro.
it's not Home Alone. Lost in New York.
Nah, bro. Let me tell you something.
Not
All
at
that
all.
beautiful snow you see, nah, that's all slush in real life. Let me tell you.
Seriously. Good
Let me
editing.
tell- That's beautiful editing. That is on set snow. They ain't shooting on location. I'll tell you
Facts.
that. I'll
Facts.
tell you that. No, for this game, I'll be honest with you. I know it was a 29-21 game, so it looks like it was a fun game to watch, but I didn't watch it. This was not a game that I was throwing on. I did see that Cam got benched. So, I had to go on Twitter, say a few things. And then, of course, you get back with Cam didn't deserve to be benched and blah, blah, blah. He was actually playing good. And listen, the experiment's over. We talked about, like you said, everybody, do they re-sign him back next year? And blah, blah, blah. No. I mean, how many people are you going to pay to play quarterback, too, by the way? They're paying Sam Darnold, Teddy Bridgewater, Cam Newton, P.J. Walker. You got money for anybody else, bro?
Well, I mean, Dave Tepper is a big tech guy, so he has the checkbook. But
yes, but here's the thing, CJ. This ain't baseball, baby.
Nah,
everybody got a salary cap.
True, but he doesn't care until he gets it right. Can't blame him.
No. I understand, but I'm just saying, you're paying 3-4 quarterbacks. That's getting into your salary cap margin, which means you can't sign other players to make your team better. So you got to listen. We said it. If you don't figure out the quarterback, nothing looks right. You look like the worst coach, owner, GM in the NFL history if you don't get the quarterback right. And the Panthers don't have the quarterback right. And even then, they're 5-8. So that's all right. Then again, you think about it. They started the season off 3-0. So. How great really was it? But you look at this and Matt Ryan, before coming into this year, everybody was talking about, is this his last year with Atlanta? He's kind of, washed or this, that. Listen, they're 6-7. They might make the playoffs. That could save his job too. They could look at that and say, but here's the other thing, I'm going to contradict myself right here. Why are you going to draft another quarterback when all the quarterbacks coming out, everybody agrees are dog shit? So wouldn't you just stick with Matt Ryan for another year at least?
They're gonna have to.
CJ, how much money you want to bet that a quarterback goes top 3 though?
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing Pickett. He's getting a lot of buzz right now. QB out of Pittsburgh.
I'm putting a rack on it.
Putting a rack on it. Hey, I mean, you probably. I mean, it's the NFL, bro. Like you said last week, they always hype these guys up, and you said it earlier too. They
threw out to each other while they were wearing shorts.
Yeah. This is what they do. Is what they do. They try to lie to themselves and try to think, this is our guy for the next 10 to 12, and it just ends up being a guy for 2.
Next 10 to 12 months, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. It's literally. So
shout out Josh Rosen. You feel me?
Sheesh.
You want to talk about not having any luck in the NFL.
So, yeah, it's seriously. So yeah, there will be a guy, top 3, top 5 that'll take a spot a team will take a chance on. But for the Falcons, from a cap standpoint, a money standpoint, they're probably gonna keep Matt Ryan for 1 more year unless a team makes a trade for him, a team like Pittsburgh or something like that. But I don't see it. I don't see that happening, man. I feel like they roll with Matt for another year. And
well, I mean, what do you really lose? They're not going to win a Super Bowl next year anyway. You might as well.
Yeah, you might as well. I think fans are probably tired of it. I mean, like I said, he's a Hall of Famer. I mean, you gotta probably gonna put him in the Hall. He has the numbers. He has an MVP.
He's probably about 7th ballot.
Yeah, he'll get in. Yeah, 7 back, whatever. Yeah, however you want to. By the time he's eligible, yeah, he'll get in for sure. Because if he's still playing, he's gonna have the numbers to make his case. Uh, he has, like I said, he has an MVP. So, but I think fans want to see something else from the quarterback position over there in Atlanta for sure. But they're gonna have to just ride it out for one more year with Matt, unfortunately.
It's a tough
All right,
life out here.
Saints in the speaking of tough lives, Saints and the Jets. I didn't watch this game at all.
No.
To be honest, sorry guys.
No.
I know we're supposed to cover all the teams, but I watched all
Why,
the games.
why would you watch it? No. So, CJ, you can apologize. You're a good guy. Listen, why would you watch this game?
Yeah.
Why would you watch a 5-7 team coming in that was on a 5-game losing streak, I believe, versus a 3-10 team, which was 3-9 at the time? Why would you watch this game? So listen, don't be coming at us for not watching this game. Absolutely not. Listen, the only reason this game even had a viewer is because it's forced into the New York market.
Right.
That's the only reason it had a single view. Listen, 30-9, bro. Zach Wilson out here completing 50% of his passes every single game, throwing screen passes 10 yards away from people because he has the yips. Yeah, I'm good. Listen, if you want to watch a Saint game, power to you.
Yeah, not too much to say. The Saints ran all over the Jets in this game. Taysom Hill and Alvin Kamara went crazy rushing, and the Jets are the Jets, bro. At the end of the day, I've been saying this over the last month. I feel bad. I feel bad for guys like Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence. I see why Archie Manning did what he did with Eli.
Yeah.
I see why John Elway, curved the Colts and was going to go play with the Yankees if he didn't get traded to go play for the Broncos. So, you don't want to start your career out like this, man. I know you want to get in the NFL. I know it's your dream, but it could, if you don't have if you're not right up here, it could really,
bro. Playing on the Jets, Jags, Giants, and Lions.
Yeah,
I'd probably say start of every game you're down 12 points.
Yeah, man, it's tough. It's tough. I mean, it's a beautiful thing if you're able to be the guys that turn it around.
Especially in New York, that, CJ. I mean, bro, you turn it around here. Bro, Derek Jeter ain't never paid for something in his life. Now, Mariano Rivera hasn't seen a receipt for something in New York City since '96.
I'm sure of it. And yeah, if you're able to turn it around, if you're able to be the guy that turns it around in Detroit,
bro, hasn't paid for something since that ping pong ball.
No, for sure. But I mean, not even from a big market like New York. I'm talking even Detroit. Detroit is a big market, but I just mean from a football
Barry
standpoint.
Sanders hasn't paid for something his entire life.
Or if you're able to turn that thing around today and for the line, I mean, you'd be an icon there. But yeah, it's rough. It's rough for I don't even know how to really judge these quarterbacks, bro. These for Fields.
I'll say this actually.
They're just in they're in the worst situations possible. So
I'll say this about the Jets. The fact that they didn't have a veteran quarterback on this roster is an absolute disgrace to Zach Wilson. There's a very good chance that this 1 year they've ruined him mentally. Everybody coming out of the draft said that Zach Wilson wasn't ready to play. And what did the Jets do? Throw him in there.
People said that?
Yes.
I remember people saying, "Oh, he's gonna be Mahomes." Aaron Rodgers. You're looking at the next Aaron Rodgers. That's what I heard.
I listen to some things.
I know you heard that too.
I did. I've heard both. Yeah, I've heard both. But here's the other thing too. He played at BYU, bro. He didn't play nobody. You want to talk about?
I mean, Allen played at Wyoming.
This is also true.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It wasn't the Bills weren't world beaters when he got there. You know what I'm saying?
Either way, why do you not have a veteran quarterback, bro? To at least just tell him how to hold the clipboard or something. Teach him.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yep, for sure. Even when they had Mark Sanchez, they had Mark Brunell there, kind of teach him the ways. You look at Mac Jones, they got Belichick kept Hoyer in there, just teaching some things. It's just
Jordan Love is behind Aaron Rodgers. You had Mahomes behind Alex Smith.
I mean, Phil's probably. I mean,
yeah,
Dolan and
not
Foles.
even.
I feel like Dolan and Foles really want to take his
thing.
job as opposed to help him. But
here's
it's good experience,
and I've heard this a lot, and I heard it from Dan Orlovsky actually. The whole point of a veteran quarterback, right, isn't even how to teach you like, oh, this is how I throw the football, blah blah. It's to teach you how to watch film. Like Dan Orlovsky, they said, I can't remember what team he went to, towards the end of his career, he basically had hung it up, but some team called him and was like, bro, listen, you're going to be our third string quarterback. You're never going to suit up. We don't want you to do a damn thing, but we want you to come in every week and teach our quarterback what to look for on film, how to watch it, be an ear for him.
Yeah, like another coach.
Yeah, and the Jets don't have that
at all.
And that you should. And you know what that equals? A bad organization.
Good team. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was just about to say. Good teams know that they should. But
there's a reason the Jets have the worst record in the NFL over the last decade. I'm just saying. And yes, that does include the Browns and the Lions and everybody. The Jets are the worst.
Yeah, I agree. And it's like next year, what do you do? I mean, I don't know if you just change it or you stay the course 2 years in a row. I have no clue, man.
No, he has to start next year too. He's the number 2 pick.
Oh no, I'm not talking about quarterback. I'm talking about from an organizational standpoint, front office, head coach. Like, do you want to? I mean, it's tough. It's tough, man, for a young quarterback to go through different changing of the hats from front office to head coach multiple times.
That's the hard thing about judging quarterbacks from bad teams right away. It's especially the Jets. Like, is Saleh a good coach? I don't know. He walked into the Jets. Did we expect the Jets to be good this year? No, but they're bad, and all of a sudden it's Saleh's not doing this or that. Like, we all knew that the Jets were going to be trash anyway. What did you want Saleh to do? Put a helmet on?
But it's also how you play too.
True. That's true.
How you play?
It's a mess, man.
The scheme.
Rodgers going to be in Pittsburgh next season. Mark said.
Nah, I don't see it, Mark. I don't see it, bro.
I said that a few times. If that happens, I'm coming on, causing hell.
Why would he so? It's just like, okay, why would he go to Pittsburgh?
Michael said with Adams. Now, I don't know about all that. That might be a little difficult under the cap situation.
Yeah, I mean, unless they're trading Claypool and Deontay Johnson are going to Green Bay.
After what Claypool did Thursday, I'd trade him.
Yeah,
we'll get to that.
We will, but I just don't see him leaving, bro. I really don't. I mean, yeah, Mike Tomlin's a good coach, but I don't know. I just don't see it. I'd be shocked, really. I'd be shocked. But all right, we got another. This game was sad, bro. I mean,
dirt, as you like to say.
Yeah, Chiefs and the Raiders. They were getting blown out early, and then they had a little team meeting in the middle of the field, and just continued to get blown out after.
It's like you're a good team, Raiders. Like, what are you doing?
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing over there. They need a lot of help. If I'm Carr, I've said this before. I'm getting out of there. I'm getting out of there. He would be a guy that a lot of teams would be looking at because
tell me you wouldn't like.
He would have like. Bro. Yeah, but it would be good. But they're good already. They're good already. I mean, they already have something for their future.
Keep forgetting that Trey Lance is a person, bro.
With Trey Lance, but he would be like Stafford. He'd have the Stafford narrative where it's like, yo, the Raiders have been terrible. They haven't been good. If he goes to a team with a really good team, everything around him is going well. He could just play football and not have to worry about head coaches getting fired and players and making poor decision making off the field. He doesn't have to worry about all that. He could really be a solid quarterback and maybe get a team to a bowl. That's what's next for him. He has to leave. I mean, listen, I know he probably loves Vegas and loves the Raiders.
I would too, shit.
But he has to get out of there, man. I just don't see. It's gonna be what, his third, fourth head coach already. Yeah, it's time, bro. It's time, man.
Where'd you put him?
I think Pittsburgh would probably be a good spot. I mean, you want to talk about Rodgers? I think
I
Pittsburgh would
like
be.
it.
I think Pittsburgh would be a good spot for him. Maybe Minnesota. Dome.
Ooh.
Good weapons.
Ooh, CJ, let
Gonna
me
have
tell you.
gonna have to get a good head coach. Gonna
Ooh,
have
I
to get a good
like
head coach.
that.
Pretty sure those fans are tired of Kirk already.
Ooh,
Yeah, I
I
think
like that.
I like Carr to Minnesota. I like Carr to Pittsburgh.
Yo,
Thinking
how
about
about Carr to the Vikings, hire Bieniemy?
yeah, sure, definitely. Me enemy.
CJ, let's start a franchise.
I think yeah, that'd be the best spot. That'd be the best. I think Minnesota's the best spot for him if they get the right head coach as well. They get the right head coach. They have the weapons, a plethora of weapons. You're still not paying Jefferson top dollar. You could get rid of Kirk. I think I'm pretty. Like I said, they've seen enough of that. They've seen enough of Cousins.
See, Corey hasn't though. He said, "What the hell? Carr isn't better than Cousins."
Yeah, bro. I mean, I'm gonna have to disagree with that. To be honest, I'm gonna have to disagree with that, man. The guys throwing the elite talent, and like I said, but I also said the right head coach, and Zimmer can't be that head coach for them.
Carr
But
checks down more than anyone. I mean, yeah, because who we got to throw to besides Waller?
yeah, he doesn't even have
Man, you got Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook.
Cousins better than Carr, but very close. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's
Again, I mean,
close.
this guy's
Take
throwing
it,
to Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen, Stephon Diggs before. Kyle Rudolph was making plays. He's handed off to Dalvin Cook. Like, what does Carr have?
This man Carr's on his.
He had a couple good seasons with Amari Cooper. That's it.
His fourth head coach, third GM, and his former head coach suing the NFL.
And has done great. I mean, he's been good. He's been all right.
Playoffs.
Look at his stats. I see a lot of his stats, bro. He's like I said, he's a solid quarterback. But I promise you, the people in Minnesota are done with him. So I think they're done seeing Cousins. I'm pretty sure they want to see a new quarterback in there.
Facts, Michael. Carr does pass the eye test. I'm with it.
And he's younger. Yeah, I think Minnesota's a good spot. Pittsburgh's a good spot. Maybe the Saints would be a good spot as well. They definitely, I think, yeah, those are the three teams right there I'm looking at. So it'd probably be the best options for Derek Carr. If he wants out. If he wants out.
I would want out, shit.
Yeah, I would want out, man. I mean, one, look at the division. Herbert, Mahomes. I'm good. I just don't see it happening, man. I don't see them winning the division anytime soon. Unless, of course, some injuries happen or something like that, but they're not going to win the division with those guys there for the next decade plus.
What about the Panthers? Who they getting?
You could do the Panthers, yeah.
No. Panthers. I'm telling you, bro. Once the Watson's things gets resolved, Cousins, if you don't trade your entire team, you're bugging.
Cousins to Denver, then championship.
I mean, he's better than Teddy Bridgewater. I'll tell you that. I'll give you that.
I don't know about championship, bro.
Yeah,
you still got to see Mahomes and Herbert twice a year, bro. I don't see championship. They'll be
Panthers
good.
Should suck again and get Bryce Young. I mean, hey,
yeah.
But you see, the thing is, can you outsuck the Lions? I don't think you can. That's the problem.
I don't think you can. Doesn't matter how many picks you have, they're not giving up that first pick. They need a guy.
Here's my thing, right? Here's my thing, though. And listen, I know we'll get into the rest of the games, but honestly, some of these games are terrible, so we have time to do this anyway. If you're the Lions, and you need a quarterback to really get your franchise moving, but you need a lot of pieces because your team is terrible, do you just take that first pick and trade back and get a bunch of draft picks and fill out the roster more than getting that one great edge rusher?
Yeah, you could. Yeah, if it's a quarterback, no.
Yeah, but I'm talking about this year because there's no quarterbacks.
Yeah, right. Yeah, if it's an edge rusher, you could do that. That's definitely a possibility. They should.
I know having an edge rusher is very important. All the good teams have one, realistically. But Like, bro, trade back, get 2 first-round draft picks this year and probably next year, or you'll probably get another draft pick, another first round this year, probably get one, next year, a couple seconds or whatever, blah blah blah. Golf is a good QB. He ain't the problem. Michael, see, now I know you're trolling. Now I know you're trolling because everybody knows Golf is not a good quarterback. Come on, Michael, what are we doing?
He's mid, Michael. He's not. Like I said, the Rams got rid of him for Stafford.
Golf is maybe top 25, says Matt. Maybe.
Like maybe. if he was good, the Rams would have never got rid of him.
I think Golf without McVay has
and
like
they paid
one
him
win.
too. Yeah, probably something like that. They must have won a couple games when he was with Jeff Fisher, right? No,
I don't know because didn't Jared Goff come in like late in the year and they went like 0-7?
Oh, you're right. That's very possible. I'm gonna have to look inside on rap joke.
He said not top 30 unlike Middleton, or top 30 unlike Middleton.
Okay.
All right, CJ. Here's my thing. Do we really got to talk about the Seahawks and Texans and Titans and Jags? I think not.
I just want to ask you. I just want to get your opinion on the Urban Meyer situation.
Oh yeah, see that's what I was ready for. Listen, bro, there is no way that this man Urban has a job next year, right? Like, there's no way. How do you have a job next year? Like here's the thing, right? He just handles everything wrong. Like, so the report comes out that he basically said that I'm like the only winner here, and like made his assistant coaches defend their resumes and this, that, and whatever, blah blah blah. And then he comes up to the podium after the game, after they got clapped, didn't even score a point, and goes, "Yeah, if I figure out who does that, I'm gonna fire them immediately." Like, come on, bro. Like, any respectable coach would have been like, listen, I don't want to, I'll do the bill. I don't want to get into rumors. Next question. Like, that's what you're supposed to do, bro. This is not college.
I'm telling you, we're spoiled, bro. We're spoiled, man.
Like, this is not, like, Urban, this is not college where you're the highest paid person in the entire state. Like, this is the NFL, bro. They don't care who you are. You're talking to grown-ass men now. These aren't, 17-year-old kids that you're recruiting to come to college who, if they don't listen to you, they're going to get benched and then have to transfer. Like, listen, if the players in the NFL don't like you, you're getting fired. It ain't the other way around. So, he's probably – and, I mean, listen, earlier in the year, there was already bad stuff with him not getting on the flight back from Miami after everything happened. And then, now this. And, like, bro, what are you doing? So that's my 2 cents. That's my 2 cents. I think that he's not – I can't see a world where he's back next year. It just wouldn't make sense. Like, I know that they signed him, what, was it a 2-year, 3-year contract? So, you're going to have to
I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure the numbers on that.
I think I heard somewhere that they would owe him $26 million. But listen, Con is like a billionaire, has like $7 billion, bro. What's $26 million to you, bro? Let's be real here. That's probably the equivalent of like $200 to the kid. So let's be real here. But yeah, Urban gotta go. He should be an urban myth. You feel me? You like that?
Yeah, that was calm. That was calm right there.
You're right.
This time, yeah, I agree with you. It's if you want to have an opportunity to develop and make sure Trevor Lawrence becomes your franchise quarterback and has success, you got to get rid of Urban Meyer, man. It's just hasn't worked out. Look at the situation he did in Cincinnati during the bye week, and then now you're hearing things about the assistant coaches, players. He had the argument with Marvin Jones. Marvin Jones left.
Oh, I forgot about that part too.
Marvin Jones left the facility and had to be talked to coming back. If those things start to get out, especially towards the end of the season, it's definitely getting ugly there. Con, I don't know, man. I mean,
how he made his money? I heard it today. Car bumpers.
Whoa.
That's how he's a billionaire.
Crazy.
Making car
bumpers,
man. Bro. Oh, I hate it here.
Hey,
Let me
hey,
get a few. You feel me? Let me get a couple bill, something
hey,
light.
man. Somehow he got it. But when it comes to
Owning the
The
team.
Jaguars, yeah, he just hasn't been great. It's so many things. I think
Bankrupt.
so many things. I think a lot of these owners they feel like they could transition what they did into them becoming billionaires and try to apply that to an NFL franchise. There's so many different other factors that you underrate as soon as you sign that dotted line. And when it comes to the Jaguars, yeah, they had that one special season in 2017, Saxonville, when they had all some talented guys. Look,
Jalen Ramsey,
yeah, Rams,
Boye,
yeah,
Calais Campbell.
Fournette, Miles Jack, all these guys, and it just didn't. After that season, it's just been downhill from there. And even before that season, it was downhill. And now you get a guy like Trevor Lawrence, and with the first overall pick, you bring in Urban Meyer. You gotta bring in an experienced guy as a head coach that could develop him the right way on that team. You don't want to harness his first few years in his career, taking shots, getting blasted in the pocket.
Andrew
Um,
Luck.
yeah, exactly. Case in point, not understanding things and what to do in the pocket during film and things like that, and not putting the right weapons around him. The James Robinson mystery of why he's not getting all the touches he got. It's so weird. It's so weird over there as to why it's not working. And he's the common denominator. He's gonna go before everybody else. I think it's unfortunate. He's gonna have a head coach 2 years. He's gonna have two different head coaches already so early in his career. But
Word to Baker.
yeah, seriously. But something has to give. Something has to give, and just everything that's going on. It's just tough for them to keep him long term, even after the season. It's really tough.
We'll find out, but it's certainly not pretty.
Yeah, it's not like I said. I feel for Lawrence, man. Talented guy, and it's just hopefully you just hope they figure it out because if he's able to, if they have a good coach with his ability and his talent, it just creates better football. I mean, it's in a division where it's like the Titans, yeah, they're there,
Nobody's that good.
the Colt, Wentz has been solid, but
Don't
it's
tell me
it's really
MVP.
Jonathan Taylor. Yeah, I mean, it's really Jonathan Taylor.
Annapolis.
Yeah, but it's JT, is the guy. You know what I'm saying on that offense.
Jonathan
So
Annapolis.
right, and then Watson, it's clipped over there in Houston. So they have they could get some. They have a shot to really make some noise, man. And so if things get right, and right now it's not right, and who's to say it's gonna get right because they had Gus Bradley, they had Doug Marrone. It hasn't had Jack Del Rio before, back when they had David Garrard and all those guys and Byron Leftwich. You want to go way back to the MJD Fred Taylor days.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
MJD might be their best player in franchise history.
Oh, I would go Fred Taylor. Definitely. But it's been a while since they've had some success like that, I should say. And hopefully it works out for Lawrence's sake. But last two games, we got the Cowboys and the Washington football team. Yeah, this game was really won by the Cowboys defense. I mean,
Yes, it was.
I think the defense did a great job. Micah Parsons, yeah, guy's an animal, man. His closing speed is something I really haven't seen in a long time. I mean, yeah, I think quarterback's really underrated. I mean, they probably feel like they could throw the ball away real fast, and as soon as they get in the motion, it's already a sack. So he's a special talent, bro. And I know a lot of people say he should just be an edge rusher. I think it's better for him to put him in other spots because it makes him more
Do
dangerous.
you?
Yes, because if you have him at linebacker, you don't know if he's going to drop into coverage or he's going to come and blitz. If you just put him in at the edge, you already know he's going to come get the quarterback. If you have him at backer as well, like I said, he could do a multitude of things. I think just use his skill set. I feel like he's that talented where he can do both things. Don't just limit him to one side. and just constrict him just because he's doing a great job again to the passer and he has a lot of sacks. If you feel like he could be a backer and drop in coverage and cover, he could tackle some running backs in the backfield. Let him do that. Just give him as many opportunities to play as possible. You have some. It's not like you have it's not like you don't have depth at defensive line. You have Randy Gregory, you have DeMarcus Lawrence there. You have some other defensive linemen that have young and stepped up. So you don't necessarily need him to do everything on that D line. Have him be free, put him in different spots, and I think it makes offenses a lot more scared of him because you don't know where he's coming from. And I think that's a good problem to have if you're the Cowboys. And then the offense has really been, lackadaisical. I mean, really, I don't know if it's because of Dak's calf injury. The calf injury has really hurt him a little bit. Definitely plays a factor. I don't know if that's what it is. He's not saying it is. Probably just to avoid any type of excuse or he doesn't want to make it a distraction or something like that, which I respect. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I mean, they have their guys. Zeke is not healthy. Tony Pollard with the plantar fasciitis injury. Put some New Balances on, bro. Definitely.
I'm crying.
Definitely throw some New Balances on. Throw some 990s on, and you'll be good. I promise you, bro. Like that. Those are the best sneakers for that. And I worked at New Balance, and I'm telling you, man, all them old people walking in there, and they tell you they have
art support.
Yeah, the great art support for sure, man. I mean, this is not, and we're not sponsored or anything, maybe not yet, but you can throw some newbies and definitely help you out throughout the week. But he's hurt, and they need him because he brings that different type of element when he's out in the field. Different pace for sure, with his speed, and in the special teams, he can take one to the crib. We saw as well. So. But that offense right now is really lacking, and the defense has really stepped up. Last year, if you would have said that, you would have been laughed at. You'd be like, "Oh, this, next year, this defense is going to win games for the Cowboys and not their offense." You would have been off TV. You wouldn't have a job. So, but it's happening now, and you got to give Dan Quinn a lot of credit. You got to give him a lot of credit, man. He's kind of changed up the cover three a little bit, and I think a lot of it has to do with Micah Parsons and the guys they have up front. You don't necessarily have to play cover three all the time. You can switch it up, play some cover two man, cover two zone, and they've done a great job on that side of the ball. They've had their mishaps. Anthony Brown, of course, Thanksgiving Day, but Trayvon Diggs as well, being a shutdown guy, stopping guys on the other side of the football, making plays. Got to give them credit. They could get everything going, both sides of the football going together consistently. They could be very scary come playoff time.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I said in the group chat last night, but Dak has like a 32 QBR, I believe, since week 8. So, listen, like you said, if you said last year that the Cowboys defense was going to win them games, you'd be out of your mind. That's kind of what happened. That's what's happening right now. I mean, Zeke's kind of banged up. We thought he was back after the first 4 weeks of the season, but it looks like he's running, as Skip Bayless likes to say, in that Cabo sand once again. Tony Pollard being out definitely hurts them. And then, of course, they were missing Amari a couple games. They missed CD a couple games. But listen, bro, we say it all the time. Quarterback play is the most important, and Dak isn't playing very well right now. Now, that's not me being a hater, of course. So, listen, I'm just saying, not playing the best, but the defense is doing what they're supposed to do. Sometimes you don't have to win strictly based on the quarterback. It certainly helps, I'll tell you that. But, the Patriots have proved that more times than one, that you don't, have to win with your quarterback being the focal point of everything. But that I do disagree with you though on the Parsons thing. I would keep him as a pass rusher always. I wouldn't move him off that edge one time. Now I understand what you mean too, that makes him multifaceted. Of course, he can go out and cover. He can go and get the quarterback. But listen, there is nothing more important, especially now with how big quarterbacks are, that you need someone to go and get them. And you can never have too many guys trying to go and get the quarterback. like you said, Gregory, Lawrence. If you add Parsons, that's 3 guys that are out there that can get a sack at any time. So, and that's the other thing, to have to block all 3 of them, that's even more difficult because 2 of them you can probably double team. Then you move your best, you have your best, hopefully, other offensive lineman guard the other person. But you got 3 people, so you got 1 double teamed and 2 other ones, on a single just normal blocking. Listen, I like my chances a lot more than there. So I would keep Parsons, rushing the passer. But I understand what you mean. I mean, if he can go out and cover people as well, because he does have some unbelievable speed. But he's good, man. He is really, really good.
Yeah, man, he's a beast, bro. He's a beast. And then on the Washington side,
CJ, you're not unmuted on the collar cast. I just gotta,
my bad.
Now you listen.
Yeah.
Things happen when we're live. You feel me?
Appreciate you, man. And then on the Washington side, tough loss. Yeah, man, extremely tough loss. I mean, they were on a 4-game win streak, if I'm not mistaken, and it looked like they were playing really well. And this was a really crucial win for them. Still have life, because again, we've talked about with all these teams in both conferences and how inconsistent they've been. But this would have been definitely a big win. We weren't able to get it done, and it just goes back to the episode title, bro. They just got to continue to control what they can.
Which, by the way, people, don't ever give me credit for a title episode. This man CJ always with the bangers on the episode names, bro. Always a good one.
Trying, man. Appreciate you, brother. And then Taylor Heineke is going to have to continue to play well. One, to keep his job next year, and also and try to get this team back into the playoffs, where they probably feel like they probably gave Tampa Bay a very competitive game last year, but that was last year, and they have to do their part this year. And Heineke is going to have to play better. This offense is going to have to play better. Antonio Gibson fumbling. I think he has 6 fumbles this year. Got to protect the rock. He's gonna have to hold on to that football. You just at this moment, at this time. I mean, no one's perfect, but you got to play damn near perfect. Especially how crucial all these games are going forward in this next month.
Matt said the football team is dead. Hey, nobody's dead in the NFC wildcard picture. Nobody.
Yeah, and then also from a executive standpoint, I think Snyder's he's gonna sell the team.
You think?
Yeah, I see the ESPN report. Did you see that?
I did not.
Yeah.
When did this come out?
This was like 30 minutes ago.
Oh, so? I haven't seen.
Washington owner Dan Snyder tried to block an interview with ex-employee who accused him of sexual misconduct.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, on top of the investigation that we've heard nothing about other than Gruden. He's gonna have to sell the team. He's gonna have to sell the team, man. I think it's best.
Oh, probably.
It's definitely best. Yeah, I mean, hearing the stories, and I think RG3 is dropping a book next year or something like that to give his tell-all on what happened. So, yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, man. I think they need to get that going quickly. They need to get the right guy in there to be the owner, and they could kind of start this thing over because they do have a talented roster and a really good head coach.
Ron Rivera, man, Riverboat Ron.
Yes, sir. All right, last game, Thursday Night Football, Steelers and the Vikings. Vikings almost pulled a classic. And this guy says Kirk Cousins top 10. I mean, it's crazy, bro. Yeah, I don't see
Elon Musk for Washington football team, said Matt.
Yeah, or Bezos.
Oh,
no,
yeah, Jeff does.
Bezos said he wants to own a team.
Yo, can you imagine Elon owning a team though? This man could change the team to the Washington Dogecoins immediately.
Yeah, they would have a whole bunch of AI and robots just running around doing everything.
He wouldn't even draft players. He'd be like, bro, there's no rules against robots. Like, what are you talking about?
Tesla Field, it wouldn't be FedEx Field anymore. Like, it'd be crazy.
Now I'm rooting for it.
Yeah, it would be wild. But Vikings Steelers Thursday Night Football. It was 29-zip. 20 to
like
zip. Something like that. And I Steelers were getting waxed, and then somehow in the second half, Cousins throws a pick. They started having some slow, lackadaisical drives early. Quick
2
three and outs.
interceptions this game.
2 interceptions.
Not very top 10 of him.
2 interceptions and a couple 3 and outs, and the Steelers able to come back in this game, and they were driving, and then the Claypool gate happens, and he does the first down celebration, which takes precious seconds off the clock in order for the Steelers to try to get at least a couple plays in the end zone. Ben, I can't lie, man. Ben threw a dime to Freiermuth, and I thought he was going to be – I thought he was going to make it, but Harrison Smith made a great play, and just punching that ball out, and that was it. That's all she wrote. Man. A big win for the Vikings. They needed it, and Steelers back in the with another L. Unfortunately, I mean, what can you say? I mean, you look at, and this is what I want to talk about.
I'll tell you what I'm going to say, bro. I'll tell you.
I just want to say this just real fast before you go. Just with the Tomlin situation. I mean, like I said, he's a good coach. You can't get spoiled, right? You can't just think, everybody, you could just plug and play any coach and think it's going to be a good situation. But over the last few years, it's just kind of been mid. It's kind of been all right. It's kind of been okay. I mean, you lose to the Jaguars in 2017. We're never able to get over the hump and beat New England during the time when Tom and Bill towards the end. You have the Antonio Brown situation. You got the Juju Smith-Schuster situation. Claypool, they have talent. They have a lot. Claypool's talented, but I just feel like when it comes to details, situational football, they just don't. They're not always the best at that. Like we saw in years prior, when he first got there. A lot of Mike Tomlin doubters say, he took Bill Cowher's team and won a Super Bowl. I was kind of young back then, but he did. At the end of the day, they did. At the end of the day, they did win that game. It was one of the best Super Bowl games I ever saw, for sure, against the Cardinals. So extremely back and forth game. But since then, it's been good, and then it's been all right. And yeah, I know he doesn't have a season under 500, but it just hasn't been world beater all the time. And they had some special years where they had triple Bs, and you think this team is going to be really good. When we get to the playoffs, they're going to be scary, and they've just been underwhelming. So Steelers, it's not in their DNA to get rid of head coaches. They've only had 3. We talked about this before. They only had 3 in like 50 years.
60 years.
Yeah. So I don't see it happening. But this time right here, now with Ben retiring or leaving, who knows? Maybe he goes to another team. I don't know. Maybe I think this is it, honestly, altogether for Ben. But this is going to be a crucial moment for Tomlin now, because no more Big Ben, no more Hall of Fame quarterback. Now you have to find your next franchise guy, and whoever's going to be, it's going to decide Tomlin's future there for the next at least 3 to 5 years or so.
Listen, all I'm saying is I could not be a head coach, bro. Because first of all, they benched Claypool earlier in the game because he does something. I don't remember what it was. And then late in the game, he does that. I'm telling you right now, this man would not see another minute. I would be.
He's just too talented to bench him, bro. He made some big plays throughout the game. He made some big plays throughout the. Nah, no, he made some big plays throughout. The game, but just. Situational football.
Everybody loves the player-friendly coach, right? Everybody loves playing for him, and oh look, we can win, without having to be a hard ass or whatever. Yeah, and then stuff like this happens, and then what? You're all of a sudden going to turn into disciplinarian? Like you were just joking around with me last week, and all of a sudden I do something bad. Now you're gonna come at me. They're not going to take it seriously. Mike Tomlin is the player's coach. I ride or die for this guy coach.
Right.
And like, I don't, bro. Oh man, I just watched that Claypool stuff happen, bro, and I can't imagine being on the field with him. And then it makes it worse. After the game, the referee wasn't there anyway. Like I didn't really, waste any time, and the ball gets knocked out of my hands, and then you got Big Ben. You know, let me know if any other leader on this team would be like, oh yeah, that's not my job to talk to him. I'll leave that to the coach. Not your job, bro. You're the quarterback. You're the one. You're the leader of the team by default. What do you mean it's not your job to talk to him? Well, maybe if it's a defensive player, but he's the wide receiver and you're the quarterback. Damn right it's your job to talk to him.
So, but yes, yeah, it is. It is being the veteran guy and being the quarterback, but it's more Tomlin's job. 100%.
Oh no, it is. But for him to just be like, no, I would never talk to him. Why would I do that? What do you mean?
Well, I mean, because again, the AB situation where apparently he tried to mentor AB, and we saw how that worked out.
So. We know AB was off the pack, so he was off that CTE.
Tough.
Vontez perfect, man.
Yeah, bro.
It all went downhill from there.
Yeah, for sure. That was a big hit. But yeah, that really wraps up Week 14.
So let's predict some games, CJ.
Let's do it, man. Week 15.
Out of here.
Let's do it.
It's a return to Saturday football too. Look at this.
Yes.
We got Thursday night. We started off with a banger, CJ. Chiefs and Chargers. Who you going with?
I think the Chiefs. I think they split it. I'm gonna go with Kansas City in this one.
Listen, I picked the Chiefs on Gen Z because I didn't want to lose ground. But if I was truly going with my heart, I'm picking the Chargers. And I'm also going with my heart and not my head here because I just want the Chargers to win and win the division and make me look even smarter than I already am. Give me the Chargers, man. At home, they're playing good. Herbert, taking over the mantle for a season. Hell yeah, why not? Raiders at the Browns. I'm going with the Brownies here.
Yeah, I'm going with Cleveland as well.
Oh yeah, CJ. Here we go, baby. Our boys, the Pats at the Colts. Now, listen, it makes me a little nervous that it's in Indy, but it don't matter. Word to Uzi, it do not matter because the Pats are going to take away the run game because Bill takes away what you're good at. They're going to make Wentz throw. Wentz will make a mistake even though he's the MVP, and Pats are going to pull this one out.
Yeah, I'm rolling with my guys. Coming off the bye week, I forgot Belichick's record.
I forgot about the bye. I didn't think about the
coming
bye.
Off the bye, but Belichick's record off the bye is really good. Have a lot of time to prepare. These teams have so much history. Go back to the early 2000s with Tom and Peyton, even Tom and Luck for a little bit. Had their moments. This was the team that accused Tom of Deflategate, and it's just so many different storylines and headlines between the Patriots and Colts over the last 2 decades. This is a good one. Saturday night game. Of course, I'm going with my guys. It's going to be a good game, though. We got Cowboys, Giants. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Go ahead. That's all you. Take us away.
We got Cowboys, Giants, NFC East showdown. I got Dallas.
Yeah, I'm going with Dallas, too. The Giants are just so bad. Long neck Glennon, baby.
Texans and the Jaguars, snooze fest.
I don't care.
Give me Houston, man. Give me Houston.
Give me the Jags. I think they're weirdly good after Urban Meyer does something bad. I think they've gotten both of their wins after Urban did something stupid.
So weird.
Why not?
Steelers, Titans.
This is another CJ, by the way.
Okay.
I talked about the Saint and the Jet game. Listen. Once again, if you're expecting next week for us to come back and talk in depth about the Jags and Texans, wrong program. I'm just saying.
We got the Titans and the Steelers. Man, I just don't know what Tennessee I'm going to get. They look good. The next moment, they look like a lottery team. So
I'm gonna go with the Steelers because it's at home.
The Steelers, yeah. I'm gonna go with Tennessee. I'm not confident in that pick, but I'll go with Tennessee.
Jets, Dolphins. It's a shame that we can never remember, what our record is because we've picked against each other a lot so far.
Oh yeah, we have. We definitely have. Next season, we definitely gonna be more consistent with the picks.
I'll make a graphic and everything.
Facts. Jets, Dolphins, I got the Fins.
Same.
Washington versus Philly. Big game for both teams. Big game for both teams. Philly coming off a bye. What's Jalen Hurts' status?
CJ, I should probably know that. I don't.
Minshew Mania?
Part 2? See, here's my thing. I'm more concerned on what's Heineke's status because he got hurt.
Right. Kyle Allen. Yeah, Kyle Allen came in there. Right.
I think I'm going to go with the Eagles.
I'm going to go with Philadelphia, regardless whether it's Minshew or Hurts. I'm going to go with Philly. Cardinals and the Lions. Yeah, I got Arizona. That's easy.
I got the Lions. What do you mean? I'm kidding. Imagine.
Imagine. Panthers and the Bills. I got Buffalo.
Yes, sir. Josh Allen, baby.
Bengals and the Broncos. Big game. Both teams. I want to stay alive in the playoff race. Who you got?
Give me the Bengals.
I'm gonna go with Cincinnati as well. I just trust their quarterback. I just don't know what type of Bridgewater I'm gonna get. But it's gonna be a close game because Denver's defense is really good. Falcons, San Fran. I got San Fran.
I do as well.
All right, we got the Seahawks and the Rams. This is the game, earlier Thursday night football game where Russell Wilson hurt his hand, which led to such a disappointing season. Downfall. Yep. I'm gonna go with LA, but I think it's gonna be a close game though.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'll be a close game as well.
If Seattle wins this, I mean they're right in. They're somehow.
I did predict them to go on a 7-game winning streak.
If they win this one, man, I mean, like this would be crazy. They're right there in the playoff chase.
You know what? Screw it. I'll go with the Seahawks and I'll change my pick. I want Russ to succeed.
Fair. That's fair. We got Aaron Rodgers going to Baltimore against hopefully Lamar Jackson.
A hobbled Lamar at best.
Yeah, give me Green Bay.
Yeah, Green Bay, baby. A hobbled Lamar and an injured Ravens team. I'm good.
Facts. Saints and the Buccaneers. I'm going with Tampa Bay.
I'm going with the Bucs as well. I mean, It's weird though. We can't forget here. Saints very good against Mr. Brady. Is that the last game? Was Amber lying to me? Oh no, all the way down here. Look at that. Vikings at the Bears for Monday night.
I'll go Minnesota.
Yeah. I mean, it's the Bears, bro. They're trash.
Yeah, I got to go Minnesota. They're just a talented, more talented football team. So,
everybody, that wraps up a wonderful show. A long one out here, but hey, listen. Me and CJ have fun. It's like being on the Xbox with your boys. We just get to chat, So, listen, CJ, tell them where they can find you before we head on out of here.
Find me on Twitter at cjames9_. Guard Up Podcast at Guard Up Pod on IG. cj.james9 on IG as well. And also, like and subscribe for the viewers that watch us on YouTube. Hit that notification bell from when me and Connie go live, and also for any other Unwrapped Sports podcasts and shows that go live throughout the week.
Yes, sir. As for me, Anthony Conover _ over there on Twitter. Gen Z Sports do that every Monday, 7 Eastern. Me and my boy Josh breaking down everything from the NFL to the UFC. You can find that Twitter, Gen Z Sports, also Instagram, Generational Sports over there as well. Obviously, me and CJ do this every Tuesday at 9 Eastern. Check us out. And listen, like you said, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Don't forget the Colorcast, everybody. Appreciate everybody in the Colorcast with the comments, the USN fam over there. Hoping to grow a lot more over there on the Colorcast, of course. And then Thursdays, I got Backstop Banter with me and my boy Michael wasn't talking about everything in the baseball world. A little slow right now, obviously, with the lockout, so nobody can sign and things like that. But we make it work. We have fun over there as well. So
Colorcast. You guys can find me at CJamesUSN. 1.5 likes in this cast, man. I appreciate the support from the USN fam and also for all the other listeners that's been rocking with us this whole year.
Yes, sir. You can find me over there as well. Aconover USN. And I couldn't fit in the whole name, bro. You know, they hating on the longer names out here, CJ. I had to put the A, just the A. But yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in, and we will catch you everybody next week. It was a pleasure.